All right, so I got this idea. All right, you got to fucking roll with me on this, all right? What I'm going to do is I'm going to genetically modify a fish till it's about the size of a Volkswagen Bug. Okay. And I'm going to put in like two like buckets, like some bucket seats and shit. I'm going to put in like it has to be a diesel engine.
Inside the fish.
Is
the fish dead now, or do we find a way to keep it living?
Don't jump ahead of the story.
I'm sorry.
So we put the diesel engine in, we got the bucket seats in, and on the headrests of the bucket seats are actually two functioning microwaves. Okay? And now it's going to have axles, wheels, the whole nine, basically. So it's mobile, right?
Right.
And what I'm going to do is I'm going to drive this thing around and go pick up famous comedians and comedic actors and stuff like that. And once they get in the car, I'm going to start running the headrest microwaves and chain smoking Marlboros. And I'm going to call it Comedians and Carp Getting Cancer. Welcome to the Irrelevant and Illiterate Podcast.
Hate you.
Welcome to the Irrelevant and Illiterate Podcast. I am Double Scoop, that is Deadballs. Today with us is a longtime friend of mine, trombonist of Aaron West and the Roaring Twenties, bassist for the Bad Ups, and about 795 other bands, past and present, Mr. David Heck, King of Lansdale.
Yeah.
Thanks for being here, bud.
No problem.
How the fuck is life treat you, dude?
Pretty terrible, but it's fun.
Yeah?
Yeah, I haven't worked since September. I drink way too much, but I drink White Claws, so it's not like I'm I'm not blind. I'm just fun.
You're not all the sauce. Yeah.
I go to the breweries, I'm just you kids, you crazy kids.
You go to actually go to breweries and get White Claws?
No. I go to specifically one brewery because I never get charged for anything there.
Oh. Well, at least you're fiscally responsible.
There you go, right? I'm not an alcoholic if I'm not paying for it.
Exactly.
I've always heard that.
Yeah. It's like he's not a drunk, he just likes a bargain. I mean,
I know a deal when I see one, and I see one every day.
Occasionally you gotta pay for cheese fries. But, you throw in a couple beers with it, so you're all right.
It's true. It balances out. Yeah. But honestly, things aren't that bad. My parents are doing well. My sister moved closer to home. She lived in Reading for 16 years, and she just moved to Hatfield, so that's cool.
Still
Get
hot?
to hang out with her.
No.
That's my brother-in-law.
Oh, is he hot?
He is.
Yeah?
He's an ex-firefighter, dude. He's calendar material.
Does he have a mustache?
He does.
God damn it.
He sounds hot.
Wait, is he a firefighter or a volunteer firefighter?
He was actually, you know what? He was a firefighter with Ziggy in Schwenksville back in the day.
Okay, so as long as he's a real firefighter, I'll respect him.
Yeah, now he hasn't done it in a while, but it's just because, he's a 911 dispatcher, so his schedule's kind of crazy and everything, and he's got 2 kids now, so.
Okay. Well, that's because I have no respect for volunteer firefighters. It's if you really wanted to help people that much, you would have become a firefighter. Yeah. I don't think anybody's turning away firefighter applicants.
Well, I think they do.
Something defective about volunteer firefighters.
Is it hard to get in or something?
Well, probably hard to get into those fire pants because they're all about my size. All volunteer firefighters are fat.
I'm trying to picture one that I know that isn't, and
right?
I can't.
And you can't.
Right? The best part about them is you look at them and they'll have a diesel set of arms on them, right? Mm-hmm. And a good toned runner's legs, but then they'll have this fucking keg strapped to their stomach.
Yep.
But their back is completely flat. See, I'm scooped. I'm proportionate. Those dudes, it looks like those kids that are starving in other countries. It's you have
distended.
Distended. That's the word I'm looking for. You have distended war orphan stomach. And there's no reason you should have that, and there's no reason they should let people that look like you save people from burning buildings.
Yeah, you're no hero.
No hero with that war orphan gut. Oh, fucking Christ, dude.
Oh man.
So we've known each other a long time. You've been in some fucking pretty decent bands, but you've always been a guitar player most of the time.
Yeah.
But I've also known that you've always played trombone as long as I've known you too. You probably played
have.
shit since you were a little boy.
I have, yeah.
What made you decide to put down the fucking guitar and just pick up to trombone again? Was it just the opportunity presented itself, or were you like, yo, fuck strings? I want to get back into my lungs.
We're
I
going
need these
back to
calluses off my fingers.
Yeah, right.
I'm getting back to the brass, boys.
Damn right you did.
So realistically, Nutbox was the band that you've seen Nutbox before. That was
Yeah, I
like
did.
that was like our homie band. I still every member of that band I love. I get to play with Nick and Aaron West, who like plays in the fucking Wonder Years, and
Nick
like
Steinborn?
yeah,
yeah.
dude, everybody loves Nick. He's a
Yeah.
great fucking human
I
being.
like the singer of that band,
James,
too.
yeah,
The
James
guitar player,
Heimer,
he's a fun
yep.
motherfucker.
Yep, and he's like, I think he teaches, I believe, at the University of Arts now, and he still does art, and he's awesome.
Sick.
Looks exactly the same. Jay Grubb's doing well. He
Nice.
coaches water polo. He was
knew he
coaching
did
for
that.
Villanova for a little bit, and I don't think he is anymore. But he's married. He has 2 daughters.
Did you get rid of that bowl cut yet?
I believe he did. I think he looks a little more acceptable. He definitely had a sick mustache when I saw him a couple months back.
Was he volunteer fire? Nah,
You know, he did look kind of heavy.
if he's got a swimmer's physique and a mustache, he's not a.
Was he putting out a fire, carrying a bucket?
He's using his little swim cap to fucking throw chlorinated water onto a fire.
And yelling at people for not knowing how to swim.
Hey, stop running.
So back to the.
So Nutbox was the thing that I did with the trombone for a while, and then I don't know, we probably played the last time in like 2009 or 8 or something. I don't know, maybe even 7, like a long time ago.
Yeah.
And I didn't really play that much. I guess occasionally, like, just random people be like, yo, I want a little lick on something. I'd be like, sure, like randomly, sure, no problem. But then in 2014, Dan from the Wonder Years was like, yo, I want to do this like side project. I want a trombone player. Would you do it? And I was like, fuck yeah, like sign me up.
Nice.
The only thing is, I just had my jaw broken. And I kind of had to relearn my embouchure, which, I mean, was kind of a cool thing to do because I was like, all right, maybe I'll never play again.
What is that? Your embouchure?
What is embouchure?
So embouchure is like the way you hold your mouth, basically. Like anybody that plays any sort of a wind instrument has a certain embouchure. But for me, having 2 breaks in my jaw, like, I mean, of course, early on it was weird, it hurt, but like you just had to kind of learn how to, I don't know, kind of just change the way you play a little bit.
Around.
Yeah. And it wasn't like it was a big deal. It's not like my, jaw isn't fine now, but it was at that moment in 2014, it was like, all right, I got to do something because I had just started drinking. So like it was not going to go well if I didn't do something. And thankfully, like that whole project was very cool to, to do for, just the fact that it was a neat thing to do, but it did pretty well. Like we did a tour. I guess the first LP came out in 2014. I think we did a tour right around New Year's of that, like between Christmas and New Year's.
And this is Aaron West, right?
Yeah. And like it did pretty well. So I was like, all right, cool. I'll keep doing it for that. And then like, I don't know, a year and a half ago, Nick from Man Overboard, he actually helped record one of the last Aaron West albums. He's like, yo, I got this dude from Connecticut. He lives in New York City now that wants to like do this like kind of like a ska band. And, he needs horn players. I was like, all right, I'll come out. And he's like, he'll pay you, whatever. And I'm like, all right, sure. So I go out and I meet Matt from the band Title Holder, who is a pretty fucking awesome band. I recently just got kicked out of them. So it's always fucking something with me. Yeah. But I mean, it's cool and they're doing fine, but it's out of New York City and like I live in Lansdale and like refuse to ever leave. So
Damn right.
it just became an issue where I missed not a show, but I missed like 2 video shoots actually. And it was just like, he's like, all right, man, we're going to try to get somebody that like can do it.
Can be more available.
Yeah. And I was like, yo, man, for real. Like, thanks. I appreciate it. And, it was a cool thing. And they're still a cool band. They're still, they're playing like there's this big ska fest called This Is Not Croydon Fest at
I heard of it. Yeah.
Broken Goblet Brewery. It's like kind of outside Bensalem.
Yeah.
And the dude that does the shows there, Jeremy, he used to do shows at Neshaminy Creek when they had like all those dope like lineups coming through. And like we played that last year with like Mephistopheles and like, fucking Mustard Plug. Like I was gonna say Catch 22. I think they're playing this year at it. But yeah, Title Holder's cool. And like I was playing with them for a little bit, played a bunch of cool shows, really, had a lot of fun with them, but not doing it now, but still doing Aaron West. So that's neat.
But Aaron West seems to be pretty fucking active.
Yeah, like, I mean, with 2 of the members being in the Wonder Years, like it's only as active as they, really can be at any given time. Not to mention the fact that, like Soupy has like fucking family now, 2 kids, he lives in Jersey. Nick still lives around Lansdale, which is cool, but like everybody else is kind of in various places with the band, but most of the core unit of the band is from like Lansdale and like went to North Bend and stuff, which is really cool for me. Like my friend Nina plays for us and like that's one of my oldest friends with music. Like she's an incredible piano player. And like it's kind of reconnect with her is really cool, but it's definitely the band does what it can. Like we just did a couple shows in California, which was awesome, but the weather was like it is here now. It was like just raining the whole time. Yeah. But yeah, it's whenever like the Wonder Years aren't doing stuff, if we can do things here and there, we always try to. It's kind of cool. He does solo stuff too. Like he played 2 shows in Doylestown right before New Year's and on New Year's, and they sold out in like minutes. And there's a cool new venue in Doylestown too. I found out, so that's cool. The Puck.
I didn't know shit about that. I have to talk to the king of Doylestown, Mr. Lowe, see what he knows about that. But even like if you're not doing much, it's still sick to do shit. Like, cause like you and Nick have been friends for fucking since I met you.
Yeah.
So it's like, you get to play music with your oldest friends. I mean, that's something, even if it's not. It's not as crazy touring as like you used to do.
Right. Yeah, no, it's incredibly cool. Like I think I just annoy Nick anymore. Like I'm just kind of like the weird, like, I don't know, weird older brother type, at least in my brain. He's like, yeah, you're not my fucking brother, dude. But our families were even friends. Like we both grew up on Vine Street before my family moved to Cowpath Road, like in Hatfield. I know you kind of know the layout of Hatfield.
I've been to Cowpath many times, dude.
Oh yeah, Stokey lived right off Cowpath.
Yes,
I lived off of on Cowpath. My parents still live on Cowpath.
Old Grant.
But yeah,
anything I forget? I don't forget nothing.
Yo, sidebar. Do you know what Bobby's middle name is?
Grant.
It's not.
No.
Think of what a funny middle name could be if you were my roommate and my middle name is Grant.
Bingo.
And he's black and I am white.
Ulysses?
No. His middle name is Lee.
Leroy.
His name is Robert Lee Johnson. Oh. And I am David Grant Heck. Not that David or Heck means anything, but it's still such a good, like, how did that end up happening thing. I love Bobby, dude.
Did his parents not think that through?
Don't know.
Well, like it was like the follow up name. Like, well, we can't name him Robert Lee Johnson. Oh, how about Jefferson Davis Johnson? Is David Duke Johnson taken?
I lucked out that Duke wasn't mine.
Oh, fuck that.
Alexander Jones Johnson.
Did you talk about the prophet, man? That's a white Farrakhan. No, I'm just kidding. But so are you writing music at all these days?
Me now, not really. I have everybody's like, oh, I got songs, I got riffs.
Everybody's got that,
right? I have them, but I just don't do shit with them. I don't care. Like, if I'm being honest, like as much as I love small shows, especially where I'm from and everything, like it's just like to get me to like, okay, I gotta get a band together, record. Like, I don't really have money. Yeah, right. All that. It sounds fun in theory, but I feel like I would do it once and just be like, yeah, this isn't how I want it to turn out. And like, it's easy when you're kids. And like, you knew who I grew up with, dude. We had like insanely talented musicians in our town, like insanely. Like Matt Buckley, Nick,
I'll get into all your town people. In a minute, but yeah, keep going.
But I mean, I got him. I don't know. We'll fucking see. I want to do a band called Bone Wars. And I want it to be.
Elaborate, please.
I want it to be about the fossil industry of early years, like when people were like fighting, and like I want it to be like a theme, but I want to talk about like
I've actually read not a lot, but some shit about this.
Yeah,
how like people when they were like discovering first started finding dinosaurs.
Yes,
that people were just like hanging out at like dig sites, beating the shit out of other yeah, like the people like when they were first started digging up dinosaur bones like way back. People would be at the dig sites, the people that were doing the digs.
You mean like over there?
Other archaeologists would
over here
would roll up and just mollywop these motherfuckers and take what they had found.
Damn.
And also like sabotage it. Yeah. That's the crazy part. Like they would be
it's just decoration.
actively like not only like sabotaging things, but like making it seem like they didn't actually find what they found, so people didn't take them seriously, like trying to discredit them. And a lot of it was based out, or at least one of the main scientists was out of Philly. There's a book about it that Michael Crichton wrote called Dragon Tooth, and it's very, very good. And that's actually what inspired me originally to be like, I should do a band about this, bro.
You writing this down?
This is a good idea.
Yeah. I love books, dude.
Yeah, for real, it's a good book. Michael Crichton.
Dude, what's his fucking...
I know his name. I don't remember.
I was going to say he wrote Jurassic Park.
He had a couple other...
He had a million great books, man.
Turned into movies.
A Case of Neat Congo was another one where the book was amazing, but the movie is so bad that it's
What's the name of the book?
Dragon Tooth.
Yeah, but I remember hearing about like these people would go up to like sites where they were digging up dinosaur bones and shit, and would plant the bones of other animals and be like, "Yo, this guy's full of shit. This is a fucking this is a cow," like that, just to like sabotage and make this other dude like complete total asshole in the press. It was fucking wild.
Damn.
But that was widely known as the Bone Wars. And if there's I'm sorry, I'm just going to keep talking about
dinosaurs. Keep going, dude.
But there's a documentary called Dinosaur 13. That is an amazing documentary, and it's about the discovery.
Dinosaur 13 ride extravaganza. She don't want to start that band?
If there's any way I can get beat up through a dinosaur band, I'm here for it. Because let's be real, it's not me if I'm not getting punched.
You'd be a martyr to the cause, actually, dude.
Yeah, it's true. A lot of people get into dinosaurs, and I don't know.
So this
They
documentary,
don't take it seriously at all.
dude, my boy loves him some fucking dinos, bro.
I really do.
Back to this fucking documentary.
Okay,
Let's not
so
get sidetracked.
that's kind of what I perceive to be the last remnants of the Bone Wars. Because what happens is you don't have sabotaging dig sites or anything, but you do have very complex legal issues with how it was collected, where it was collected from, who owned the land, who didn't quite own the land. It's a wild thing where you like learn a lot about how, like, especially like out west, Wyoming, fucking North and South Dakota, how these areas operate with like essentially native property.
Yeah.
And it's very depressing when you're like, oh wow, so they like, it's not just like the slaves we fucked over hundreds of years. It's also these people that like literally didn't do anything besides we're from here. And they were like, nah, this is our land. Like and like it's a wild documentary, but I could consider that to be the last remnants of the Bone Wars, and that was in like 1992 that happened. So,
dude, they because they were saying like that's one of the main reasons they started putting up security at most archaeological sites, because it'd either be people doing that, like trying to sabotage another archaeologist, or a lot of religious people. If you're digging up like stuff and it was like, pottery from a civilization that they didn't want known to live there, because it upset like Christians or it upset Muslims or whoever, they would go to that site and just fuck shit up, just so to ruin results and stuff. Yeah. So that's why they had to start posting, like hiring security, because most of the time police won't do anything about it because they just can't. And they would hire like security guards and shit to police those stuff. Because people were just fucking things up. I was like, and before that, I didn't know shit was that cutthroat when it came to like history and stuff.
Yeah, because I mean, you were essentially, not to get too deep, but you erase what people know or don't know before they know it, and then all of a sudden you get to write what happened there. You get to write the history.
It's like getting rid of books.
Yeah, literally, yes.
I would have done, truthfully, is if I've had like, say if someone's digging up a triceratops or something, right?
Dope.
I would just add like a giant dick bone, even though I know dicks don't have bones. But I want people to think
raccoons' dicks do.
Do they really?
See, that helps my cause. So
you just get a raccoon dick up in there.
Just so I know, like maybe like a couple hundred years after I'm long dead, which will probably happen in like 2 days or so. Someone's just like, Joe, did you know that Triceratops had fucking bones in their dicks?
Like raccoons.
Yeah. And then someone would be like, oh, do you mean like the raccoon? How do you... What if raccoons don't really have bones in their dicks? Just someone
rascal.
Someone first discovered a raccoon. Somebody just fucking taped a bone to the underside of his dick.
It could be a half of a wishbone.
And some dude was just like, tee-hee, look what he's got there. It's like that in those situations. How the hell did this come from you playing guitar to us talking about?
Because we talked about starting bands, and he wants to start Bone Wars. Also, you're fucking crazy if you think this episode's not going to be called Bone Wars.
There you go.
I don't know, man. Dinosaur 13 Rod Extravaganza is pretty good.
It's pretty good.
But
damn, it's one of the. I
want to talk about Lansdale for a minute.
Okay.
You're the only one. You're the only
person. You shut your goddamn mouth.
The only person alive who wants to.
I've said this a million times. As long as I've been playing music, I'd say in my top 2 places to play, Lansdale was always neck and neck with number 1 with Delaware. Back in the day, and you were in just about every fucking Lansdale band there was.
Quite a few, yeah.
If you weren't at first, you were eventually. And now Lansdale just seemed to kind of dry up.
Yep.
Did it really dry up, or am I just an old curmudgeon who's not paying attention?
It's half and half, I would say. There's still a bunch of bands from Lansdale that like actively play, just not in Lansdale, because there's not really... Not that there's not a scene, but there kind of isn't. It's not at all like it used to be. We don't really have venues now. But the thing was, I always felt, at least the time I got into like coming around the shows in Lansdale was like 98. And I was like in middle school, getting into high school. And like, it was this crazy scene that wasn't necessarily made up by bands from Lansdale, but bands that would play Lansdale, just because Chris Spear and people like Schwa were booking in Lansdale, and they were good at it. Like Chris Spear taught everybody in the greater Philadelphia hardcore scene how to do shit. Like people in Philly, definitely me. Like without question, that's who I would credit to like teaching me everything I know. And I feel like we just don't have anybody like that anymore. Like sure, I'm around, but I don't know. The thing is, I don't feel like I have to show anybody anything. I feel like they do it just fine because the game's changed now. Like now, you need to do things on the internet more than you used to. Like we met in like the message board era of hardcore, which was a weird middle ground between then and now. And now it's just like everything's online. No, like you know about things 10 seconds after they happen. It's awesome, but also terrible. And I think I don't know, man. It's just I think it's really just the whole like getting old, turning into curmudgeon. The Convergence.
Episode 20, the Convergence.
I don't even know how to fucking spell that.
I couldn't if you paid me.
I agree with you because
I do.
Speaking of Chris Spear, is one of the first times I saw Dysphoria play, Chris Spear's band. They actually came down to Delaware to play. And I was just like, most of like times when bands would come through, they'd be rocking combo amps, shitty gear, right? And whatever, it was punk rock, we didn't care.
Right.
They were the first band that wasn't on a giant level that came through with actual cabinets, amps, separate. None of us had ever seen that before in a band that wasn't at like the top tier of everything. So
what's he putting on top of the amp?
We're like, what are these fucking rich guys and
Why
shit?
And what's the light for?
We're like, oh, they must be rich. Then we're looking at them like, all of them were rocking like jeans with paint stains on them. We're like, no, these are all fucking tradesmen.
Yeah.
And we're like, why the hell do they feel they need to bring all that shit to the show? Like to shows, like, why not just bring a combo amp? And then you watch them play, and you're like, oh, okay, yeah. And as soon as I saw that, I started Dead and Buried maybe 3 years after the first time I saw Dysphoria, maybe a little longer, but we all started off with combo amps. I was like, yo, we gotta start saving up money and get cabs.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, why? Why would you do that? I'm like, Dysphoria. It's doing it.
Yep.
And those dudes kind of, you said, those dudes brought everybody from out of town in there and exposed us to a lot of fucking bands I'd never seen before. But it seemed though, after Dysphoria, I don't want to say stop caring because they never stopped caring. You know, even after the band was done, like Chris and Todd were still doing shit.
Yeah.
But there was still the waiting in the wings was people like you, Mark Stokey, John Bowes, and like a handful of others. Brett Naylor, and kind of picked up the reins and kept it going. And you guys had it going for like a good fucking decade. Yeah. And it just seems like now either I'm not paying attention as well as I should be, or it's just weird for me when scenes that are that fun to play dry up. I mean, it happened to Delaware numerous times too. So it's not like it's an anomaly. But.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look at like Doylestown. So Doylestown has like we can name like active bands, even that, or at least people. Bob Wilson, my roommate Bobby, fucking all sorts of people that like really were like actively in the scene.
My co-band member John Lowe.
Yeah, man. Like for real, like all great people that like had a cool scene that was like, especially late 2000s. We were super integrated. Yeah. Like I hung out in Doylestown more than I hung out in Lansdale back then. Like I remember 2005, I guess this before like CDC started like touring everywhere. Bose worked overnight at like a fucking Shell gas station, and then across the street after that at a fucking 7-Eleven. And like we would all just go hang out like all goddamn night. Yeah. And like Bob, really everybody from Doylestown, dude. And like that's how I got
the same thing in Delaware, but it was a Texaco. Yeah.
And like it's funny because that's if you remember the era of Bose where he would just call people that
all the time.
Even if he didn't know them that well. Like I remember like people would be like, dude, who is this kid?
All hours of the night too.
Yeah, because he worked overnight. And like him, and I remember Jaron from Blood In Blood Out, which is like an amazing band. I love Jaron. Jaron's a very good friend of ours. Yeah. But he worked overnight too at a gas station, I think. And that's how they kind of became like, oh, weird, like let's trade show type buddies. And like I just think that's so funny that's how it came out of like Bose just being like, yeah, I'll just call these people.
Yeah, he was always like, I remember when I first drafted him to play drums for Dead and Buried, even though he only lasted like I think 2 shows, but he's like he came down to practice, everything was cool, and he's like, hey, you guys want to play I think it was Ohio. We're like, yeah, all right. He's like, and he sat there behind the drums, called somebody, and we had a show in Ohio like the next day. I was like, what the fuck? And, like, who is that? He's like, just some kid. Somebody posted his phone number on like a message board or something if you want to show. So John didn't know him, just called him.
Yeah.
I was like, all right.
Some people just can do that.
John's one of those fearless ass dudes that had no problems bugging the shit out of you until he got a show out of you.
You know what? I could see his angle. Like, you're the one who put your phone number out there.
It's true. And it paid off for him.
Yep.
You can't put him back.
I can't fault him.
CDC has played countries that no longer exist.
It's true.
I mean, not many fucking people can put that on their resume.
What's the country they played? Madagascar?
They did play Madagascar. They've played Africa 3 separate times.
Yeah.
They did Morocco,
Yeah.
Madagascar, and South Africa.
I will make fun of CDC till the day I die.
Sure.
But I will never knock their touring work ethic.
You'd be stupid to.
Yeah. It's just like,
and a lot of that's Bo's doing the same, like just being Bo's. Like I don't know how to explain that without being mean to our friend, but you know what I mean. But
he sees what he wants and he just is like, all right, I'm gonna go do it. And he doesn't waste time. But yeah, he used to call me at like 3 o'clock in the fucking morning.
Yeah.
He's like, don't you work at nights? I'm like, yeah, one night a week. You know, and the rest of it I work during the day. And he's like, oh, it's cool. My phone card's up anyway. But back to then it Lansdale kind of moved to Doylestown as far as where the shows were.
Really, that venue, Siren Records, was very important when it was, because it still exists, but it's in a different building in town now.
Yeah.
They had a very nice space that had ridiculous lineups come through there, and Bob Meadows was booking there. Bob from Life Once Lost for a little bit, and then he kind of left town. And they kind of not that scene left him, but they were doing shows at that Moose Lodge as well. And that was when Bob was doing stuff, and other Bob Wilson was art. I
think I played there with War Pigs.
Yeah. Dude, War Pigs was such a good fucking Doylestown band.
We talked about this the other day.
Love War Pigs, dude.
Yeah,
one of my earliest shows was the Moose Lodge.
Yeah.
One of the events I told him, I was talking to him about War Pigs. We were comparing notes. The first time I saw them was at that Moose Lodge show. We were the headliner, and they played right before us. And just watching them play and watching their reaction, I was just like, I don't want to follow this. And we went up there and just ate our dicks. Look, we didn't play bad. We played fine. But it was just like...
Did half the show
It was just helpless. It was just hopeless. We were like, dude, we can't match that.
Yeah.
We couldn't get to match that reaction. We did okay. But it was like, Jesus Christ, dude. And then all of a sudden, Doylestown seemed to have 30,000 bands pop up. Yeah, Letdown was doing real well.
Yep. I fucking loved Letdown too, honestly.
Letdown rules.
Yeah. That's because I did a really proper tour where Reign Supreme went out to Sound and Fury Fest with them, and then we came back with the band The Carrier from Boston. But going out with them was so funny because it was just like hanging out at the gas station all night with those dudes. I just would hang out with them. I'd be like, "Yo, you guys chilling? Fuck my band."
I fell in love with those kids the day I fucking met them.
Yeah.
And I had a long discussion with Kyle and Bob about who would win the fight, the Philadelphia Eagles or the Justice League of America. And I was getting in depth about it, and they were just looking at yo, this guy is fucking dumb as shit. But God bless them, they fucking were just like, and I wonder why neither of them like me anymore. But it just seems like once all the bands stopped, a certain point, no one was starting new bands.
I agree. I also think it's people moving away. So
Lansdale, Bob moved to Philly,
right? And a lot of people did, or moved, elsewhere, just on with life, even. And there wasn't necessarily a homogenous Doylestown or even Bucks County generation under them to really pick it up. And there kind of was in Lansdale, and those people like the Wonder Years. When Bose and I started touring, we were like, all right, well, who's gonna do the shows? Blah 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 blah. And then people like Soupy from the Wonder Years were like, oh, we'll do shows. This dude, Mike Pallone, rest his soul. Everybody fucking loved Mike Pallone, and he did such a great run of shows for years in Lansdale. And it was untouchable, dude. That was when we got kind of the central, the mid 2000s, late 2000s. The entire vibe of Lansdale changed. It became a pop punk scene. Yeah, and it was because of that. Bangarang is another name to throw out there. Yeah. I fucking loved Bangarang, and bands Super Heaven, who started as Daylight, kind of came from that the late stages of that. And like those people were destined to do better things, and like it's awesome to see Taylor with like Super Heavy. He's played with Angel Dust recently, and just doing his thing. Fucking Webbed Wing, like these are all great bands, and that's like almost one person in particular. I shouldn't say one person, but there was a whole crew of kids.
Yeah, I mean, there's like Jay Clark too.
I was gonna say it's not fair for me to not, but I was always closer to Taylor. Like we hung out a lot and stuff.
Like towards the end of like the time I was playing shows in Lansdale, it had started shifting away from heavy anyway.
Yeah.
Because you had bands popping up like Let Down and War Pigs, which were more traditional style hardcore bands.
Yeah.
Well, War Pigs was on a level beyond anybody as far as I'm fucking concerned. So what we were doing was kind of at that point dated. But also you figured at that time, you and Bose were out touring. Either John with CDC, you were Reign Supreme.
Yeah, Pale Horse first, but then also How It Ends. Like I went out with a couple different bands.
I want to get into that for a second too. Right. And then even Bob Meadows was in booking because he was out on tour with Life Once Lost.
Right.
So you figure like once a certain like it hit Delaware too is like once a certain generation of kids stops coming around and there's not an immediate group of like at least 20 kids behind them in generation, it's going to fall apart. That's why there was a hiccup after somewhat, not really after Denver, there's a brief hiccup, and then luckily Double Dealer stepped in and Cut Short stepped in and picked it up and kept it going. But it was a little hiccup after
for a little bit.
But they did their best. But me and John Lowe, as we were talking about the King of Duluth down there, well, I guess him and Bob had the fight for that title. But we constantly talk about How It Ends and how you like everyone's like, no, they'll never top Dysphoria. But then you came in and wrote a record for them. Did you? And it was pretty goddamn close to topping Dysphoria. And then all of a sudden you're just like, I'm not writing anymore. And that made us so angry, and we just want to say we hate you. But no, like that, the record, if anybody, no one's heard, I think people listen to this have not heard it. How It Ends, Beloved, is one of the heaviest things that come out of that area, hands down.
Thank you.
And we're like, dude, fucking, whatever they do next is going to be the shit. And then you end up in Reign Supreme, and apparently they weren't letting you write.
No, it was more so that they weren't really. I mean, like we did the tour, we did the record. We were supposed to do Europe, like because I remember at the time, what was the label?
You were on a dumb label.
Yeah, I can't remember, but it seemed like we were on some sort of real label, and like they were like, "Yo, we're really like we want to go on tour. We're going to do Europe," and like this is mostly like them speaking. Like they wanted it to happen, but once it became, I don't know. We did the tour. The tour as every tour did at that level didn't make us money or anything.
Yeah.
Dysphoria toured at like once or twice and actually came on with money for people, which is so beyond commendable for the times that they were out.
Yeah.
But that was back when people actually bought CDs.
Yeah.
And like we go out 2005, How It Ends, we have our CD. We're like, yeah, fuck yeah, merch, like get in the van. And it was cool, but it was like real DIY shit. And like we played, a couple good shows, but mostly like, whatever, to get across the country. I think that kind of killed the band in a small way because we really didn't play that much until the following year when we did the big Dysphoria reunion. And that was, I think, September 26th of 2006.
Yeah.
And Leavenworth was doing a tour with that band By My Hands from Scotland, and we brought them over. And then, like, it kind of came together. I was like, all right, we'll play with How It Ends one more time. We'll do that. Dysphoria, because at that time, it wasn't like, we're back. They were just like, we're just going to do, like, a big show. It's going to be really cool. It was awesome.
Right.
Dead and Buried played it.
Yeah.
Barricades record release.
Yes.
It was a great show. And that was like the first time we had played in at least months, if not close to a year. So like I think the band was just kind of done at that point. It wasn't like there was any beef. Like I've always gotten along with all those guys. Like we had trouble keeping a guitar player. Like when we did that full US, like Bobby came out with us, and of course I love Bobby, and like that was cool. We had played in Straight Back together, and like also just we've been friends forever since just meeting each other. And like I don't know, there was just a driving force. I'm not to put anybody out there, but Bobby really wasn't interested in doing a band back then. Bobby would be super into being a band and then not be into like showing around for like months.
Yeah.
And thankfully that's not the case anymore. And Bobby's doing awesome, and he's also got a band now, and it's fucking sick.
Hand of God.
Yes.
Hand of with Shane and Jimmy.
Is it Hand of God or Hand to God?
It might be Hand to God.
I think that might
Hand
be
of God's another band.
Yeah, there is another. That's the only reason I wanted to specify
is
that.
It Hand or Hands of God?
I think it's Hand to God.
Because there's the other one he's thinking of might be Hands of God.
Okay.
It's also Hands of I Don't Give a Shit.
Yeah, there. There's that.
Because it's nothing to do with Bobby.
Yeah.
But
but either way, back then, It just kind of fizzled out, I would say. It wasn't like there was an issue with us being unmotivated even, but, people had families, it was, Chris had, I guess, two kids at that time.
Old as fuck.
Yeah.
Todd's old as fuck.
Yeah, man, they're definitely in their 50s.
I mean, they're a generation older than me.
Yeah.
So, and I'm 71. But after that, you just kind of fell into Reign Supreme, which that's what band I was saying. You didn't seem to write any of the music for Reign Supreme. You kind of were just like a hired gun.
Yes.
I mean, I have no problem with Jay Pepito, but it seemed like he kind of was just like this dude who just, I'll write and do everything and then just find some dudes that come along with me.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't like the level of like scabs that you see with like bands like First Blood, where nobody likes that dude, nobody wants to tour with him. He has to like hire people to come on tour once, then they're like, yeah, never again. It wasn't ever like that. Yeah, but like I really liked touring with Reign Supreme. I had a great time. Like Dada was in the band. I loved Mike.
Clint. He's a funny motherfucker.
Clint makes me fucking laugh.
Clint's a funny motherfucker.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. When I was out in SF a couple weeks ago, I was like, yo, dude, I'm going to be like not far from you. And he's like, yo, sign me up, whatever. But then with this flooding, he had to help somebody move, I think.
Oh,
shit.
And it was like, really, I was really looking forward to seeing him.
Yeah.
But,
that second drummer you guys had was a really nice kid, too.
Randall?
Yeah, he was real nice.
Oh, yeah, fucking awesome. I'll still shoot the shit with him every day on Instagram. It's he's dope, dude. Great musician.
A group of shows we did with Reign Supreme actually, I think, led to me getting kicked out of Dead Perry. It's funny.
Talk about that Ohio run.
Yeah.
Where did we do? Columbus and Cleveland. Was there another show?
Baltimore.
That's it. Yeah.
And we honestly thought we were hot shit, right? But honestly, our day in the sun was past. It was getting close.
You were sundowning,
and just what we were doing wasn't what people wanted to hear at that time.
Yeah. Also, remember who else was on those fucking shows?
Yeah, that's all. I'll get to that. I'll get to that. And so we're like, we know we're gonna go play the sidebar first. We always kill at the sidebar, right?
Makes sense.
And the other band that was out on that weekend with us was Trapped Under Ice.
Oh yeah, there's that detail.
And here's the thing: this is Stay Cold era Trapped Under Ice.
Like demo was out
when that first EP was out.
Yeah, it did come out that year, I think.
It was like right at the 2 days after that they had just become the biggest thing on the East Coast. And we got up there, we went up first, and nobody was there. Damn. We played to most of Reign Supreme. I think even Good About Him Reign Supreme was outside when we played. And we were just like, what the fuck? Like, what the hell? What's going on, man? Sidebar is normally popping. And then you guys get up there and kind of ate your dicks too.
Yeah.
And then Trapped Under Ice comes on, and from if you've ever been in the sidebar, it's a tiny place. It became a fire hazard as soon as they set up.
Many times.
That place was packed the fuck out. And we're just like, fuck this, right? Certain members of my band, I'll name him, Kevin.
Yeah.
Was like, why are we playing first? Why are we playing first? I was like, because this is their town. They're doing real well right now. Just play first, shut up, do your thing. We go out to Ohio and proceed for the next 2 days to completely eat our dicks every night. People were just staring at us like, who the fuck are you guys, and when is Trapped Under Ice going on?
Cleveland was all right. I remember that show. This is before I drank.
Was that the basement?
Yes.
Yeah.
That was because we had to leave. Reign Supreme had to leave early, and we literally made Trapped Under Ice play, what's the fucking, what was the first hit they had? Reality Unfolds.
Yeah.
And that was like their closer pretty much at that time. And we were like, we have to leave now. You have to play it first. And like, we were very close with them. And they were like, sure.
I was a closer for a long time.
Dude, I remember because they had like couches and stuff. I remember just being like, like being so happy that we bullied them into playing the song first. And I was just like, Josh Buck was there, like our friend from Erie. And like, I was just taking like cushions to like bop at people. I had so much fun. I kept on falling over. I was just screaming, laughing the whole time. But either way, that show was cool.
The whole run of shows was fun.
Yeah.
And like there were some really cool bands I saw out there, but it kind of hit home with me that like I think it might be closing time on this one. And you just kind of like you just know that all right, you're not Top Shame where you're kind of like you're now like middle of the bill, okay? Yeah. That's where you're I was fine with that. The rest of the band other than me and the dearly departed J Money were not happy with that at all.
Yeah.
And they pretty much were giving me shit the entire like time. Like, why are we playing first? Maybe people don't like us as we're playing first. I'm like, that's not the reason. And We got home, and maybe 4 months later, I was out.
Yeah.
They're like, pack your shit, you're out of here. And then they wonder why they lasted maybe another year and a half. That and because Kevin was stealing all the money.
Yeah, that'll happen.
Whoops.
But that shit was fun. Just because you guys brought Bose with you.
Yeah.
And you had Bose and Esun.
And Rob Mack. I don't know, was Esun with us?
No, Esun was. No,
I think
was
Rob Mack was with us, yeah. Fucking love Rob Mack.
Yeah, Rob
love
Mack
that dude so much.
rules. That dude fucking rules. He recommends me video games. I love that guy. He's a good boy. But anyway, enough of this horse shit. No one cares about bands.
It's true. Music sucks.
You got any we got for me today, buddy?
I got some news.
It's time for some silliness.
Some.
I love silly.
Well, you came to the right place.
We're up to date on current events, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Russia's sausage king was killed in Moscow in a crossbow attack. Did you hear about this?
No, but now I have to go because I got shit to handle in Moscow.
The sausage king of Moscow.
Damn, this fucking
bowed down, if
this
you will.
turmoil over there is just affecting everybody.
For real, man.
Dude. So,
did anybody see what Ukraine was up to that day?
I was trying to not be the one that
Zelensky,
made
you
the
son of a bitch. Zelensky's like, you invade my fucking country. I hope you don't fucking like bratwurst anymore or Braunschweiger. Because guess what? Those days are fucking over, and they killed the Abe Froman of Russia. That's a Ferris Bueller.
The sausage king of Chicago.
Yeah, that's right.
Abe Froman.
Abe Froman.
Froman. Vladimir Maragov, the businessman known as the Sausage King, was killed in his sauna with a crossbow. His sauna, by the way.
How are these motherfuckers invading other countries when their weapon of choice is a goddamn crossbow?
I mean, it's silent. It's accurate.
Are you sure it wasn't just Norman Reedus?
You sure it wasn't like an Eagle Scout?
What patch does he get for that?
War crime patch.
I've got my war crime badge right here under this picture of Eagle.
Next to Weeble.
War crime.
Oh, fucking Christ.
Russian people are stupid.
There. This is my war crime patch, and this is my fuzzy hat patch.
Sidebar, we should talk about Russia sometime, about us going to Russia, but we need to get this in first.
I don't know
sorry.
if we're allowed to go to Russia anymore.
It's probably not the best look. It's like when Turnstile went to fucking Israel, and people were like flipping out about it. They're like, you can't do that. They're like, I mean, yeah, we can.
Well, technically, yeah, they can, because they did.
We did. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah. The intruders... Let's see.
Come on, Reed boy.
It's hard. I'm under pressure.
Aww. Come on, you big dick son of a bitch.
Well, this just relates to how he got rich when Vladimir Putin came to power, so maybe it's coincidence. So some of his detractors broke in and murdered him.
Just because he fucking made fucking sausages for Vladimir Putin?
Mm-hmm. Oh, they tied up his woman demanding money
for
killing him.
Probably use that sausage string too.
You give sausage fortune.
Or maybe they just started making shitty sausage. You know, those fucking Russians take shit way too seriously.
It's true.
From what I've heard, the only thing that Russia is like known for, cuisine-wise, is dill.
I thought they had that potato and beet shit too.
Oh, perhaps. But
what the fuck's
borscht?
That? Yeah.
Borscht. Is that what? Is there a T? There's a borscht. I don't fucking know.
I don't know. Well,
borscht has beets in it. It's like a beet soup.
I'm
pretty sure
they have kashka, which is like oatmeal, but they call it that because they're stupid.
AKA
couldn't call it oatmealski, Oatmealovich. You know, like get the fuck out of here. You stupid Russians. That's why you're gonna lose to fucking sweet ass Kyiv with the fucking Zelensky and his fucking dreamy eyes.
Are you sure they're not crossed?
Dude, I'd fuck the shit out of that guy.
Are you serious? Okay.
Yeah, why not?
Why not?
Why are you fucking shaming me for wanting to fuck Zelensky?
I'm not shaming, I'm asking.
Dude, he's defending his country, dude. There's nothing more fucking sexy to me
by hook or by crook
than a guy I know who's going to protect me if some shit hits the fan. He's like, they'll never come for your sausage, Dennis. And he just fucking holds me in his big ass arms. And I just look at his one eyebrow. I'm like, I know. I can trust you.
I know.
Yo, fucking, does everybody in Russia need Vladimir too?
Or every other.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Or some iteration of
There's
it.
like a Petra, Is that some sort of name? The one dude I know there is like, I think we just called him Peter.
Oh, I remember that kid.
No, Petro. That's what we called him, Petro.
The kid that was like fucking white, the whitest white kid I've ever seen in my life.
I don't think he ever came to America.
No,
but in the pictures,
some kid.
Igor.
Andreas?
Oh, Andreas is from Sweden.
Not same fucking thing.
It's true. Basically the same place.
It's fucking white and full of racist.
Yo, Andreas is dope. Love Andreas Skogmo.
Yeah.
Hey, Min Van.
I mean, his last name's dumb, but whatever.
A little bit.
No, I don't know the guy. I'm not going to shit talk him. But does he wear fuzzy hats like Russians?
I could see him wearing a fuzzy hat.
Dude.
Fuzzy.
I wanted when fucking CDC played goddamn Russia. I wanted him to bring me back one of those, what's it called, a Ushanka hat? Hat?
Yeah.
Yeah. And he was just like, I was like, bring me back one of those hats. And his answer was straight up, no.
Is that the fuzzy one, or is that the little one the Muslim guys wear?
No, it's the fuzzy one.
Big one.
The big fuzzy one.
I brought one back from my dad. You should have hit me up, man. I would have brought one for you.
I don't know. Maybe I ran out of money on my phone card that week. These are trying
I would have
times.
stolen Kalen's hat and given it to you.
Van Kalen. That's the reaon I hate CDC, is because it put Kalen in front of people. Anyway, enough of that inside baseball shit. What else you got there?
I got
on now.
On now. An Indiana man was charged after his son in diapers pointed and brandished his gun to a crowd of people.
Okay.
A child in diapers waved a gun around. Yes.
I mean, did he give a reason?
Well, the man claimed that there was no gun in the house.
Oh.
Allegedly, he didn't have a gun.
So the kid got the gun from outside the house.
Supposedly.
Classic baby.
Here, I'll read it. See if this strikes you.
Oh.
Diaper-clad 4-year-old.
What a fucking underachiever. What a back-of-the-class dum-dum. I guarantee you he goes to school right next to a boiler room. Fucking tiny zero.
Underneath us some power lines, no less.
What a fucking asshole. Oh, Christ.
He was pointing a loaded handgun at people outside of their apartment building and now faces felony charges. The 45-year-old man was charged with 2 counts of neglect.
The guy?
Neglect of a dependent.
The dad faces charges or the baby?
They should have cuffed the
baby. Dude.
Was it a baby or was it a really small man?
It's true. Was it that Hezbollah motherfucker?
Where was he?
Yeah, where's Hezbollah? I was like, yo. I would love to see, like, police footage. Because, I figure by now, cops are probably tired of killing all these black people. As they've been doing these last couple, I don't know,
hundreds of years.
decades upon decades. Maybe now they'll start shooting 4-year-olds that wear diapers.
Also, I was going to ask, is this kid white? Because it sounds like he might have just had a bad day.
Doesn't say.
He had a bad day.
Yeah.
A lot of backup at the park.
He's still alive, so let's assume that he's Russian.
No, Russian kids don't wear diapers at 4. Russian kids, come out walking. They walk out of pussy.
Thanks, I'm going to go take a piss.
I mean, honestly.
While they're marching.
Here's the thing, though.
Yes.
If your kid's still wearing diapers at 4, it's not that hard to imagine that he's going to instantly go to start handling a gun at 4, too.
Do you think the parents are paying attention?
Yeah.
Really?
It's like, yo.
That kid literally can flex in a couple of years that I was flashing pieces before I learned how to take a shit in a toilet. So that honestly, that kid's caked out. We're good.
Either that or just the family just didn't have a toilet.
He'll be that too. He'll be fine. The kid's dad is a convicted felon, and he was already out on bail, pending a domestic battery case.
Ugh.
So they were looking for a reason for that.
I mean, where else would you keep your batteries?
You fuck. You son of a bitch.
Thank you very much.
He's getting charged because he had an unsecured and loaded firearm in his residence, let alone the fact that a child is carrying it around.
Fucking G-ass kid, man.
I'm telling you, right?
I want to know this motherfucker.
The man told...
how would he even have, the fucking, arm strength to really hold one up?
Guns are heavy as fuck.
They really are.
I started shooting with my dad when I was probably, 10, and I had trouble holding up pistols.
Yeah.
Let alone wrapping my fucking fat little sausages around the goddamn handle. So, yeah, this kid either had a small gun or he had the biggest toddler hands.
You want to try and guess what kind of gun it was?
I want to say it was a mortar.
Handgun.
Okay. Hey.
I don't know enough about guns. I don't even know.
Let's see. I will say that it was a Glock.
It doesn't say the model, but it was a Smith & Wesson 9mm handgun.
Oh.
There were no rounds in the chamber, but it had 15 live rounds in the magazine. So it was probably full or nearly full.
Yeah, because they normally carry around 16. So, yeah, all you had to do was pull the slide back and you'd have been in business. If he was such a fucking stupid baby, he would know that.
Idiot. No gun safety.
Could you imagine, like, his kid pulls the trigger and it clicks. His dad's like, what, are you some kind of fucking stupid idiot? And just,
you fool, go outside.
If you were my son, I would have been kneecapped by now. Fucking dumb baby.
The man told the officers he had been ill and he didn't know the son had even left the apartment. So,
normally my son tells me when he leaves the apartment. He's like, I'm headed down to I got a shift to put in. See you later, Dad.
Yeah. No, one of the neighbors played them a ring camera footage and showed it to the authorities and snitched on the kid.
I have a feeling that this kid doesn't live in a neighborhood where people can afford ring cameras.
That's what the article says, security footage.
I have a feeling their homes are on wheels.
They said apartment buildings. So.
Okay. So maybe they're apartment buildings on wheels. Who knows? What a dumb baby.
Mobile apartments.
Of all the idiot kids I've ever heard about, this guy's got to be the dumbest.
Can't shit like an adult.
Yeah.
Can't pull back the slide on a pistol.
Grow up.
God.
Get fucking real.
Has no follow through. Didn't even kill his dad.
Did not do anything with said gun.
I know, right? So basically, he was just perpetrating.
Mm-hmm.
And
he was faking the fucking
The dad should sell him. Doesn't matter. Just sell him. It's like, look, dude, you got a dud here. He's not going to do anything with his life. Just get rid of him. Just sell him.
The Russians, maybe.
Yeah, sell him to the Russians.
He might have already gotten fucking bought by the Russians, and he fucking merged the Sausage King and just got back.
We would have give you Sausage King for baby.
It's like, I am Sausage King. What do you put in your sausage, Sausage King? Dumb American baby. We hunt them with crossbow, and then we put them in sausage.
I'll take 2 reams, please. That's paper, but
that's probably some good ass shit, dude. I'll take 2 links of dumb baby.
No.
Sasha, go outside and cure dumb baby. Add more salt. No. Watch out for werewolves.
I'm gonna need your assistance on this one. You have your cell phone on you? I sent you a picture earlier today.
Oh.
Not too long ago. So now comes famous, like probably our second or third most famous segment on the show. I deleted it. No, already?
Yeah.
You fucking piece of shit.
Isn't it? Oh, hold on.
Just like looks at his phone, dumb fucking baby. Deletes.
This segment is called IAFD.com presents, quote, how do they party?
Dave, are you familiar with the website imdb.com?
Yes.
Now, there is a sister site to it called IAFD.com, which is the Internet Adult Film Database.
Gotcha.
It's IMDb for porn.
Right. Makes sense.
Tom, take it.
So,
that's today's subject.
Gotcha.
This is Chris Johnson.
Okay.
He looks like a Chris Johnson.
I know like 7 Chris Johnsons. I'm not gonna
lie. Probably at least 2 of them look like
this
that.
one gets laid the most.
Hey, he didn't get his accolades from creativity. Okay. He got it from something else that shares a name with him.
Ooh.
Look.
No, it's funny. I was like, "What's about Chris?" Oh, wait a minute,
you silly.
Ah, jeez.
The goose got silly there.
Looking at him, how would you think he parties?
Does he go straight hetero, or is he bad for both sides, or does he go full on ding dong? I say,
dude, honestly, this is already bumming me out because this dude looks like he has, or seems like he has this great paper or a life on paper. But looking at him in the eyes that are clearly soulless and disenchanted, I don't think this dude parties.
I think this dude's mom probably died really early in his life.
Or earlier that day.
That 1,000-yard stare.
Or
is what it takes.
The fact that he wore diapers till he was 4. And his dad was like, go get the gun, Chris. I would say Chris Johnson does homosexual pornography.
Dave?
For how he parties?
Yeah. Yes. Does he fuck dudes?
I mean...
When in his films, because they are films, they're not movies, they're films.
Right.
Gay, straight, or a little bit of both?
I don't know, man. I have terrible gaydar. And just looking at someone's lifeless gaze, I don't think I can get it out of it. But I'll say both. Because I believe in including people.
And he also has those dead eyes. That means I would probably go gay for pay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I have live eyes, and I would.
Alive eyes. Sadly, you're both wrong. He's a straight shooter.
Plebeian.
He was featured in 735 titles.
Oh,
that explains the fucking emotionless stare. The dude is tired. Plug that dude's nuts in, man. Give him a break.
He stopped shooting cum and started shooting soul shards. Oh, fuck.
735 titles such as Young Dicks, Older Chicks 1, A Few Odd Jobs.
A classic.
He was in the first one?
Yes.
First in the franchise? Holy shit, dude.
Wicked Pictures, Unfinished Business.
Oh, shit.
Penthouses, Suck My Toes. Office Perverts 1, 2, 3, and 8.
Oh, man.
Huh.
Close
Wonder
to
why he wasn't in the ones in between.
That's what his mom
4
died.
through 7.
Really, look, Chris, we're getting kind of tired of you. And then fan backlash was like, yo, where the fuck is Chris
Where
been?
the fuck is
They're
Chris
like, yo,
at? Yeah.
Where's C. John
It was
been?
like that one Fast and Furious where they brought everybody back.
Yeah.
That was Suck My Toes 8 or whatever the fuck that show was called.
Office Perverts.
Office Perverts.
Close to 50 scenes in My Friend's Hot Mom.
Oh.
My MILF
I've
Boss.
actually jerked off with my friend Hot Mom quite a few times.
And My Sister's
Shout
Hot
out D. Williams.
That's why you think he's gay. You've seen him before. You've looked in those eyes.
I don't even look at him, but never mind.
And My MILF Boss and My Sister's Hot Friend by none other than Naughty America. Come on.
God bless him.
And of course, the indelible Jules Jordan.
Oh, shit.
He's done work for the best.
Oh.
He had a prolific career performing beginning in late 2007 with Fantasy Massage Tristan, according to the Internet Adult Film Database.com.
I love Tristan's work.
Standout roles were he was the male lead of Axel Braun's This Ain't Avatar XXX 1 and 2.
God, I'd watch that because Avatar stinks. So you never know what the parody might be fucking sick.
And he was also, this was a big hit, he was opposite Jenna Blaze in Devil's film This Isn't Twilight. The XXX.
I sense he has a theme going on. This isn't Avatar. This isn't Twilight. I hope he was in one called like This Isn't Harry Potter. This isn't Jurassic Park.
Maybe. Now, the important question.
Okay.
Is he in the mortal realm or is he in the shadow realm? Is he alive or dead, do you think?
I would say... Do you want to go? You want to go first and give a shot at this
You
one?
saw
So I instantly had the inclination of like, yeah, he maybe looks dead because he is dead. Like you didn't specify
That
that
was actually a
picture
funeral
was
pic?
post-mortem. Yeah, it's just-
Like,
Lifting his eyes
those
up.
Dominican guys when they would prop them in the corner at their own funeral.
they're just like,
Just like, hey, hermano. I would agree with Dave. I think even though his eyes say I've been dead since I was 12, he probably lasted until maybe his mid to late 20s.
That is correct. He is dead.
super dead.
He is super dead. He died in a base jumping accident outside of Lamoille Canyon in Las Vegas at the age of 38.
Fucking loser.
Oh, 38?
Look
That's
at
a
him.
good
He's
run.
a good looking guy.
Oh, for 38, he looks impeccable. You know, he probably went base jumping because, like, this is the only way I could possibly feel alive again.
I wonder if you can see his tattoos. It listed his tattoos. Tribal design between both shoulder blades.
He had a tribal elbow tattooed on his shoulder.
And he had the word outlaw on him as well.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Damn. Yeah.
Chris Johnson don't fuck around, dude.
Yeah, they were jumping off the east side of the canyon, off the elevated cliffs. He took his jump shortly after another man who had, from what was described, landed in a safer area, and he was unable to outfly the talus and collided with rocks near the bottom of the cliff. You know what a talus is?
No.
I found out what it is. It's a pile of rocks that develops at the bottom of a cliff from them falling down.
Damn, so like very much an avalanche.
Yes, he got clipped, and
Those rocks don't be soft, dog.
he left this mortal
Damn.
this mortal coil.
He died filming Talus of Phallus.
He just falls into a fucking giant pile of soft dicks.
My dick!
All that
Phallus first into the talus. He do be Johnsoning.
That's how most sex happens.
Yeah, pretty much.
Phallus first.
Phallus first, just dive in, wearing a wingsuit.
How do you guys have sex?
I don't.
Oh,
That shit is gross.
That's weird.
It is weird. But we've got another fun little segment there. I reserve this strictly for guests, all right?
Okay.
Because people out there in the world need to know all the things they need to know.
This is going to be good.
About Dave Heck. So, I've compiled a series of questions in a segment as soon as I fucking find this in my little gay diary. Oh, God, where is it?
Skip past the Chris Johnson fan fiction, maybe?
What if I just read... Oh, here's Phil Perenni's. Sleepy Phil. I heard Phil Perenni fucking made eggs more expensive.
Piece of shit.
Thanks, Phil.
Now I have to resort to baby sausage. Fuck.
Anyway, this is a segment we call Gripping Inquiries.
Okay.
These are 12 of the hardest questions you'll ever answer.
Gotcha.
I've known you a long time. I know you're smart enough to get these right.
I fucking hope.
Okay. Are you ready for this shit?
I am.
I want you to think. You gotta put your thinking cap on. Cover up that ball spot with a thinking cap. Question number 1. The fuck ails you?
The fuck ails me?
That's correct. Correct answer. All right.
Nailed it.
All right. Here's a situation I'm going to lay out for you, all right? This is question number 2. You're having a horrible day, right? You know, fucking you woke up, you shit your pants, you took a shower to wash the shit out of your asshole, get out of the shower, and instantly shit again.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
You know, you trip down a flight of stairs.
Is that my diary or yours?
You drop like a 3-liter bottle of fucking Mountain Dew on your foot. You know, you get to work late, you know, everything like Cocoa Melon's not on TV, so you don't have anything to watch. And you're just fucking hating life, right? But then you're going to the Wawa, and on the loudspeaker, Lady Gaga's Poker Face is playing.
Yeah.
What do you do?
I live in the moment. Maybe take some pants off. I'm not going to lie, I love that song.
You should.
And I don't give a fuck about any of the Wawas by me, as far as like the people that work there,
Right.
or like what they see of me or that. Dude, I'm getting naked. I'm fucking partying.
Correct
Put it down.
answer.
Yeah.
You fucking live La Vida Loca, dude.
I was Ricky Martin twice, 2 years in a row for Halloween in high school. Fuck you.
That is so hot. It's actually hot.
I'm filling
Now,
up.
this is going to prove how much of a friend of mine you really are.
Okay.
Because we have a shared history when it comes to the realm of superheroics.
Okay.
I don't know if you remember this,
Oh.
but who is the arch nemesis of the shark robot?
Koala Lord.
Koala Lord is correct. Fun story. I am on my way home from my dad's house in Lewis, and I get a call from Mr. David Heck, and he says, "What the fuck are you doing?" I was like, driving home from my dad's house, hating my life. He's like, "You want to go to Louisville, Kentucky?" I was like, "Why?" And he says, "A friend of ours, I don't give a fuck if he gets mad at me for saying his business, Josh Buck,
Yeah.
had broken up with a lady, and he was living with her in Louisville, and she pretty much put him out on the curb.
Yeah.
And we were to go down there to pick him up and bring him back up our way. And Dave's like, I need somebody to go with me because I need somebody to ride with. I was like, fair enough.
That's one of those trips.
So
for
once
sure.
I got back to Wilmington, he picked me up and with Steve Pullman and Bill
the Way.
Bill the Way in Bill's work truck, which was
Like a Surf Pro?
a Surf
Yeah,
Pro
yeah.
truck.
Nice.
So me and Dave are bored as fuck sitting in the back of this, which is, it's not a passenger van.
No. Yeah. There was
cargo
nothing
van?
to. Yeah.
So what were we sitting like folding chairs? What
I
the
think
fuck were
we had
sitting
some
on?
sort of a like lawn chair type
Or
thing.
stools or something.
Yeah, something stupid that was not a good idea.
And we were just really bored and being just hyperactive as fuck. So we both were wearing just pullover hoodies. We took them off, turned them around backwards so the hood goes over your face. And we made faces on the back of the hoodies out with
Duct tape or like painter's tape or
with
something.
painter's
Yeah.
tape. No, that real thin brown shit. What kind of tape is that?
Contractor's tape? Maybe? I don't
Dude,
know.
doesn't matter.
Masking tape.
Masking tape. So we made faces out of them, and our characters, I was Shark Robot, he was the Koala Lord. And we engaged, and we every time we'd get out at a gas station on the way to Louisville, we would battle each other in these outfits. Mind you, there's a hood over our faces, so neither of us can see. I ended up, I do remember punching a gas gas pump. I punched one really hard, and fucking Christ, it hurt. And this is what we did at every gas station, and then we were like writing shit on the walls
With the tape?
with the
Yeah.
tape, yeah, and just like all kinds of dumb shit. And then we finally we get down to Louisville to pick Josh up, and he's like sitting on like a curb by a bus stop with a mattress.
It was real bum. Like it was a bummer.
Man. Yeah,
because we were kind of having a good time, and we all knew Josh from PAHardcore.com.
Yeah,
like so we.
boards.
I don't think I had ever actually met him yet, or no, I had. Because we went out to Erie.
We went out to Erie together.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
But we only knew him from Erie.
From a trip.
Essentially,
maybe like two or three trips. We played Erie.
Yeah,
he's the guy. But so he's like, "Yo, I'll take you guys all out to eat and shit." And we're like, "Fuck yeah, dude, we'll come get you." And none of us had anything else to do with our lives. So he takes us out to a fucking Denny's, and each of us gets like an appetizer because that's all he could afford. And at the end of like we're all eating. I think I had chicken wings, and he only had $20, and you can't feed 5 people appetizers with $20. So
not even with the 2, 4, 6, 8 menu.
I just ended up having to fucking like pay most of the bill anyway. We brought him back, and he lived with Jay Money for like.
No, he lived at the Levin House in Lansdale first because our dear departed friend Mark Stokey, who we love more than anybody else in the fucking world, he was supposed to like go live at his house, like Stokey's parents' house. Yeah, and it was one of those things where he had said it, but it wasn't ever a real possibility. But he didn't say that to us until we got back. And he's like, yeah, I don't think it's going to work out, like, just with my parents and stuff. We were like, sure. And our friends had this place.
He's in a van right now.
Yeah, and, like, we essentially, I mean, I'm not going to lie, man, we basically just, because I stayed at the Levin House a bunch, but I was still living with my parents at this time, I think. Yeah. And we basically dumped him at our friend's house in Lansdale. And, like, it was right around
you live here now.
Mike Keeble got kicked out of his parents' house for some dumb reason that wasn't, a big deal. But like we called it the Levin House Dude Refuge. We like put a sign on the fucking door, and Josh just like lived there and played video games. He got a job in Lansdale for a while, but then he eventually left Lansdale and lived with Jay Money in Philly.
And I remember Jay Money bitching to me, another dearly departed friend of ours, Jay Money. Jay was bitching to me. He's like, he sits there and he puts his feet up on the wall. I was like, what do you mean? He's like, he takes his shoes and socks off and puts his feet on the wall and like lays down with his feet touching the wall. I'm like, so what? He's like, it leaves an imprint on the wall. I was like, what do you mean? He's like, he takes his feet off and there's this footprint on the wall and it won't go away. He's like, I tried washing it with shit. He's like, I don't know what the fuck I'm going to do.
It's before they made those magic eraser
Mr. Clean Magic Eraser.
Exactly. And Jay was one of the first friends of ours that actually... He had his own place. One of us to have his own place, and not only that, he had his own place that he took seriously and it was well kept.
Yeah,
it wasn't like a flop house like every other 20-year-old. Jay had like a real apartment. But yeah. Anyway, enough about Josh Buck and his weird teeth, and his fucking. He had like dolphin teeth. He's just.
Do you remember Justin White Mills? He was in a band called what was it? Something Chainsaw. I can't remember, but that dude said that Josh's teeth looked like they were in jail.
I thought that was a dude from Mudbox.
He might have said it too. I think the first person to say, you know what, it was James.
It was right. James. Because that's when I was like, because at first I was making fun of you for being in a Toot Toot band because you played horns for Nutbox, and then after Josh started heckling the band Nutbox, like, oh, you're a Toot Toot band, blah. He's like taking my joke and just hammering it away, and your boy James was just like. What's up with your teeth? It looks like your fucking tongue's in jail. And I instantly go over to Dave. I was like, I like your tutu band. I was like, yo. And like, I was like, I love this.
There's a video of that show on YouTube. It was at the the Lansdale YMCA. Yeah.
Hopefully it has that line in it.
Yeah. I think Matt Bennett was there as well. Yeah. And Nate, I think, was there. Nate. A whole squad was there from down here.
Oh, yeah, because we used to fucking blow her up from Delaware. Mm-hmm. All right, question number 4. Back on track. Mm-hmm. How corny were the Aztecs?
I mean, I really do think their humor could have been better. Like, everything that happened to them, ooh.
Yeah.
Kind of hack, yeah.
Uh-huh. Also, now I'm thinking about it, weren't they the first ones to, like, really start harvesting corn? Didn't they teach it to, like, to the Mayans and then to the indigenous Americans?
My dad would be flipping out if he saw me not answering this, and I don't know.
I asked that question, and as soon as it left my lips, I instantly remembered that I don't fucking care. I'll give it to you anyway. Fuck the Aztecs. All right. Question number 5. Who are the worst people? Pedophiles or fishermen?
Italians.
Correct answer. Correct answer with double points. You hear that, Dagos?
You hear that? You hear that, Phil?
People that shit or fuck children are cooler than you. You've been coasting off fucking noodles for far too goddamn long. The Asians do it better. And your women are hairy. All right. This is a question. Next question here is one of the ones we've been asking a lot lately because it's a hot button topic. Farts are funny, right?
Oh, yeah.
Farting is always funny.
Yeah.
Would you say farting or pretending a banana is a cell phone is funnier? Tom and I fall on opposite ends.
So honestly, I think it's all the predicament that you're in when said banana is being a fucking phone. You know what I mean? Like, I remember vividly Jeremy Tingle at a show once.
We told this story.
The shoe came off, and he just, without no hiccup, no like, oh, this would be funny, acted like he picked up a phone. And I swear to God, that was one of the funniest things. And it was so natural that I was like, God damn, man, I can't wait to be fucking
The
Hare
first
Krishna.
time we asked that question, that's the exact story I brought up.
Yep.
Because I was like, pretending any object at hand is a phone will fucking put me in tears every single time. Just being like, hello, it's just like fucking floored. Like, so I love a good fart. Don't get me wrong. Like a good metal chair fart is always good. But sometimes I'm like, banana phone or other inanimate objects as phones is equally as funny, if not funnier. Tom always goes on the side of the fart.
The fart is king.
Yeah. It's a tough one, dude. It's a tough race, dude.
Everyone's chasing the fart.
Yeah. Except for the banana phone.
I think it's both. It's just like the situation thing. Like, it gets funnier the more inappropriate it is. Like, if you fart at your dad's funeral, people are like, "Come on, man!" If you pretend
my
a fucking
dad would
banana,
laugh, damn it.
If you pretend a banana's a phone at a funeral, people are like, "This guy."
What's up with this guy?
Or if like you go up to the casket and pretend your dad's shoe is the phone, and you're like, oh, that's fucking
What
great.
a cut up.
If you're like, why are you fucking touching his shoe? And you just go, and just do like one of those finger guns, like, and people are just like, oh, classic Dave.
I mean, even a fart by yourself is
dude.
hilarious.
It's the best when it's funny by yourself because it shouldn't be, but it still can be.
I was showering the other day and I had a crazy one, like a real
Shower farts are fucking great because A, great acoustics.
Yes.
And B, since like all the steam in the shower makes the fart rise to you faster, so you're getting like a more undiluted, powerful fart smell.
Your wet cheeks are pushed
Yeah,
together.
dude.
It sounds hilarious.
Yeah, it's fucking one of the best. All right, question number 7.
Fart is king.
Should people our age, in their 40s,
Right.
be allowed to use the word Riz?
Oh, man. I don't know, man, because I turned 40 in 3 weeks. So my answer might change by the time this is even out. I don't want to commit to something. However, no.
Correct answer is no. The real correct answer is, the fuck is Riz?
I didn't want to ask and look stupid.
Yeah.
I just assumed.
I found out last week.
So did I.
It's like a compliment.
It's essentially swagger.
See, and then I would say to that, the fuck is swagger?
It's like when I got called Zaddy and I didn't know what that meant. And I was just like,
I still don't.
fuck you, dude.
I still
It's a
don't.
compliment.
Oh.
It's a good thing. But I didn't know that. I thought somebody was trying to pick a
like,
fight
how
with
the
me.
fuck did you know? I was on my mom's side. Jesus Christ. All right, question number
8.
8. Where were you on the day you first heard "Love in an Elevator"?
I don't think I know what that is.
Incorrect.
What?
Incorrect answer.
That was
Fuck both of you.
You don't know "Love in
That
an
was a
Elevator"?
great answer.
What's what? I don't know.
You say it's a great answer?
Yes, fuck that.
Are you
song.
Sing it.
pulling
Is it a
exact-
song?
Yeah, it's an Aerosmith hit.
Loving in an elevator?
Yeah, loving it up when I'm going down. It's a song about eating pussy in an elevator.
All right.
Living it up till I hit the ground. Hate that
So
song.
you're using executive privilege to say he has the right answer?
I'm
Yes,
saying that no,
fuck
because
that
now I
song.
know.
All
right.
And I was here when I first heard that fucking song. Because I don't listen
You've
to fucking
heard that
dork
song.
shit. Nah, man.
There's no way in hell you've ever been in a car.
Dave, all this time on this planet, you're meaning to tell me you haven't heard one of the greatest hit, or not greatest is subjective, but biggest hit songs like of the entire radio in rock and roll?
I was busy having sex. All right? Fuck both of you.
This song,
not a real song.
When this song
That
came
sounds
out,
like a cop
This is a
out.
trick. You made
When
up a
this
fucking
song
song
came
to make me
out-
feel crazy.
when this song came out, you were probably too young to fuck.
Play the fucking song.
Never.
Dude, we'll get demonetized for that, dude. All right. Well, moving on for this hot button topic. Number 9. Seriously. Fuck the
this
Aztecs,
close.
right?
Fuck the Aztecs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck the Aztecs.
You seen fucking Apocalypto?
Yeah, fuck them.
No, I haven't.
You haven't seen that? It's
No.
great
That's a
movie.
dope movie.
Always wanted to go.
Probably one of the most open-minded directors too.
That's right. That's what they say.
You ever hear of that guy? That's Mel something.
Yeah,
that's why.
Mel Torme.
Mel Simpson.
I thought it was
Mel Johansson.
I thought it was Mel Blanc.
It's Mel Torme, dude.
Mel Brooks.
All right. Like I said, I've known you a long time here, but I've also known that you're one of the biggest dinosaur enthusiasts in the world.
Like dinosaurs.
You love, Jurassic Park is like your shit.
It is, to a comedic degree.
So this is a two-part question. All right. What is the sickest dinosaur?
I'm going to go with Pachycephalosaurus. The headbutter Johns. Mm-hmm. I love them.
Are you sure you're saying that answer?
Yeah.
Okay.
What is that thing on their head? Is it like a
solid bone?
Mm-hmm. It's bone?
Yeah.
No shit.
Upwards of 9 inches, at least according to the clearly factual records of Jurassic Park 2.
Now, I thought it would be like a nail or something.
Here's the second part of the question there.
All right.
How many wings do you think you could crush at the local Buffalo Wild Wings?
Honestly, a lot. I get drunk all the time, and I forget that I'm a vegetarian. I just kill shit. It happens constantly. In my brain, I just have there's the devil and the angel.
Yeah.
The angel is just Davin Bernard looking at me, just shaking her fucking head. Oh. And the devil is fucking Stokey, being like, fuck yeah, fuck you.
Then every time you walk past a farm or something, all the chickens just stop what they're doing and just look at you like, you fucking know.
Yep.
So how many, give me a number. How many?
I'll kick a chicken too, like a live, I don't care.
Pachycephalosaurus.
Yeah.
How many wings? Give me a number.
Could they kill?
Could they crush, dude? They're pulled up next to you at the table. I'm talking. They got one blue cheese, one ranch, and it's one of those all-you-can-eat wing nuggets.
I don't want to hear about herbivore shit.
Well, I was just gonna say this is actually kind of ironic,
motherfucker,
because they're believed to be herbivores, but there's a lot of contention there. People really do argue, just like dinosaurs with feathers and stuff.
There's controversy.
Yeah. Here's the thing, though. How do they know they wouldn't crush chicken wings? Because A, they never had the fucking opportunity.
It's true.
They never had the opportunity to go to fucking B-dubs.
There wasn't baby raptor wings back then. Yeah.
They couldn't fucking throw down, have a couple pints, crush a couple fucking bonies.
They did not boil things either back then. So
exactly.
Yeah. That's the real tragedy of dinosaurs. There's so many snacks they didn't get to try.
Exactly. Give me a number.
All right. Let's see. A full-grown Pachycephalosaurus could probably take down, I'm going to guess, 100 wings.
At minimum, right?
Yeah.
That's a correct answer. The other answer I would have accepted was the Ankylosaurus.
Yo, do love Ankylos, and I have some pretty cool Pachycephalosaurus pieces, but I have a couple really cool Ankylosaur. Fuck you, man. How you gonna ask about that?
I saw that coming a mile away.
Blue ball me with dinosaur shit, then call me the fuck off, man. Boring.
Oh shit! But for real, how they say they couldn't possibly? Yeah, they're herbivores because that's what was fucking available.
Right.
So you can't say these animals were herbivores if they never had options.
Well, there's at least back to T-Rex, because there's a lot of well-known controversy about T-Rex as far as did it have feathers?
Yeah.
Did its ancestors have feathers?
Did it really make that noise? Because how the fuck would you know?
It's true. But that noise is dope. I love T-Rex noise. Yeah. Love it.
What if it was
just like a weird
How crazy would that be? You're just some fucking apatosaurus just chilling on a fucking on a plane, just munching. All of a sudden you're behind you. And you turn around and it's just that's it. You're done.
It's just like Mike Tyson. It's like the scariest human in the world, but if you hear his voice, you're just like, fuck you.
Hey, you motherfucker. And you're like, whatever, dude. Then all of a sudden you're paralyzed.
I don't think though, man. I think you're being really closed-minded right now.
All of a sudden you're getting socked in the face on an airplane.
Yeah, and you're dead.
Motherfucker had that shit coming. Mm-hmm. We're coming down to the wire here, dude. We got 2 more questions left.
He sure did.
We're on a fucking tangent here, okay?
Okay.
If dinosaurs evolved into birds, shut up.
Huh?
Did I interrupt your fucking dumb news bits?
Yes.
If dinosaurs evolved into birds, did Aztecs evolve into daffodils?
I'm sorry.
What? It's a simple question.
I mean,
we're really good at this.
If there was a fossil record of some Aztec dude just being and then that was frozen in time, I would be able to answer that.
When was the last time you saw an Aztec fossil, though?
Never.
When was the last time you saw a daffodil?
I mean, it's winter. Probably a couple months.
Yeah, exactly. Those Aztec bones had to go somewhere, right?
Yeah.
Or did they morph into a fucking daffodil? The answer is yes, they did. But I'm going to give you that answer because I like you.
I appreciate it.
The last question, this is one's going to cause some turmoil, dude.
Oh, no.
All right.
Because we asked this of everybody who's come through, and no one's ever gotten the answer. No one has ever gotten the fucking answer, okay?
How many guests have we had now? 5, 6?
More than that.
Not one.
Not a single one. And I know you're a fan of the E-Town Concrete, aren't you?
Oh, I fucking love E-Town.
All right, then you should fucking nail this, dude.
All right,
because no one ever gets this right. Finish this E-Town Concrete lyric. Last Christmas, I gave you my heart, but the very next day, ... The
N-word.
Incorrect.
Fuck you.
The answer is the very next day you gave it away.
No, it's not.
Apparently, you don't know your fucking E-Town Concrete.
This year, to save me from tears, I'll give it to someone special.
Someone knows their fucking New Jersey bands.
I was right, for the record.
No, you weren't.
I was.
You weren't, dude.
I listened to a lot of E-Town, and that's
apparently
not enough.
basically the end of every fucking line.
Apparently, you weren't listening to the fucking hits, dude. That's probably why you never heard Love in an Elevator, because you just don't pay attention.
Yeah, dude, I'm not listening to fucking cornball shit, man. I've been like...
Apparently, you're not listening to E-Town Concrete either, dude.
He's somewhere in the middle.
I don't have to put up with this shit, dude.
God. All right. This is what we're going to do. I'm going to go back to some of the other ones we had here.
Oh, yeah?
Give you some of the E-Town questions past.
Okay.
I give him this one. Finish this E-Town lyric. Here's one we gave. This was given to Phil Parenti. Italian. Totally stupid. All right. Finish this E-Town Concrete lyric. Jingle bells, Batman smells, Robin laid an egg, the Batmobile lost its wheel, and...
Joker took ballet. Was it the N-word?
See? He got it right.
What was my answer?
You did that one too.
Oh.
Mine was the Joker got away because that's what was taught in where I was from.
Oh.
But I'm from Delaware. I think it's you, so there's no excuse.
Yeah, I took ballet, so I adhered to it.
We're even from the same fucking county. That's
correct.
Losers.
All right, so that's not okay. That kind of redeemed me. We'll give you one more.
I'll give you a 0.5 already. Yeah.
Here's the one I gave Dave Janis. Okay, he's a very good boy. Doesn't know E-Town from shit.
It's true.
Finish this E-Town Concrete lyric. I love chicken. I love liver. Meow mix, meow mix.
Please deliver.
All right. That cancels that wrong answer and turns it into a correct answer.
Nailed it.
Perfect score. Perfect score. The rest of you... I even asked this from people in New Jersey. They had no fucking clue, dude.
They ought to be ashamed of themselves.
They should be, dude. It's people like this that are reason Love in an Elevator didn't make it to Lansdale.
And turn left directly into a fucking median.
Exactly. Now, we got this thing we do here towards the second half of the podcast. It's called homework. What we do is each week we assign each other an album or a comedy special, one of each, or maybe just an album or two.
I like to explain it as a piece of music and a piece of comedy.
Yeah.
Okay.
No matter what, it could be.
I didn't know for sure if you were a stand-up fan.
Yeah, not that I'm not a stand-up fan. I just don't know much about it.
Yeah, exactly. So
most people don't.
So we ask our guests to bring us, either one and one or just two pieces of music that they've heard that they would like to strongly recommend to other people. And what we'll do is we'll go home and listen to your recommendations and we'll review them next episode.
Okay.
The one caveat I told you about this, I texted you, was you cannot pick a friend's band. There's no dicks fucking in it. It's got to be a band that just came out of nowhere and you're like, oh, I like this a lot.
Fair.
Genre does not matter. Year of release does not matter. As long as it matters is that you thought these two records were good enough to recommend to other people.
Okay. So I was thinking about this, and I was originally going to give you two records by the same band because I love them so much.
Right.
But I decided that was a little weird.
Yeah.
So I decided to just make it two Swedish bands just to piss you off.
I love Swedish
What is
bands.
this, Dave Janis Part 2?
Yeah, seriously, he did the same fucking thing.
All right, so I'm going to say Raised Fist, Dedication.
Okay.
That is I would say, flawless album.
It's funny thing is...
And a flawed catalog.
I heard of this band from you.
Yep.
What's the name of the album?
Dedication.
Much
Never
like
heard that in a hardcore
much like
record
your
before.
dedication to this bit.
Thank you.
Yeah, it came out in, I believe, 2002.
What else you got for me?
Yeah, I'll go with Crossing the Rubicon is the album title.
Ooh.
By the band The Sounds.
The Sounds?
Yes.
I was thinking of Ascend the Rubicon by Benediction.
Yeah, no, we're...
This is Crossing.
I love Rubicons, dude. Mm-hmm. This is one of the best sandwiches ever.
And what's the band's name?
The Sounds.
The Sounds.
I've heard that name before. I don't think I've ever listened to them.
I've probably told you about them just whenever we hang out because it's all I listen to. I listen to The Sounds weirdly. Like, I'm not even trying to fucking sound like, ooh, but like, I don't really listen to hardcore at all anymore.
Yeah.
I still like it.
Yeah.
I don't listen to music in my car. There's a lot of things I just don't do anymore with music.
It has its setting.
And I still am here for it. Still love it. Love the people that make it. Love it as a whole. Love what it did for me. But yeah, like I when I go to the bar now, like there's Hatebreed on there. There's, things I could play on the touch tunes, but I'm like, nah, The Sounds over and over again.
It's same with me. It's just like I've listened to hardcore for decades now, for like over 20 years. And it's like, but there's other options out there that I was ignoring completely during my time as doing hardcore bands. So it's like, there's so much other stuff out there I can dive into. I still love hardcore, but yeah.
It was like, you mean music that you can't spin kick to is good too?
Yeah. Or you find other music out there that you can spin kick to.
There's that.
I would say that the Cardigans have songs you can spin kick to. Mm-hmm. Listen to the Cardigan song "Step on Me." You can totally fucking mosh to that song, dude. It's a good fucking jam.
Come on, steady somebody, and just have to will it. You have to make it happen.
All right, Thomas.
Do you want to start with our mutual homework assignment?
We had a mutual one?
The one that we said that we would both watch? Anthony DeVito?
Oh, I thought that was just strictly me. I watch that.
I said I'll watch it too because I wanted to watch it.
Oh, you hadn't seen it before.
Right.
Yeah, I watched it. What do you got?
I did not like it at all.
I liked it. I did not love it. All right, look. It's the best way I can sum it up this is me the entire time watching the special. And then like a good 10, 15 minutes of nothing, then
I'm going to do...
And that's about as high as it went. There was never any like belly laugh to it or anything. Like there was never a time when I was like fucking clutching myself or anything like that. It was fine, but I'd say 5 out of 10.
This is a visual bit. I'm going to do me watching the special.
So you're incredibly handsome while you're doing it? Let's save this for later. Look at her hair, dude.
It is nice.
I gave it a 1. I did not like it. My main criticism of it is that he needed more confidence in his delivery.
He also did a thing I hate when comedians do is when they instantly laugh at their own joke.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, I understand you can't help it. So every once in a while, a comedian will do it. I'm just like, you can't help it, but every joke.
He sounded like nervous guy approaching your friend group, being like, "I'll make a joke, maybe they'll like me too."
And then like, ha 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 ha.
So the whole time I was like, "Stop!"
It was honestly like a conversation with Bill Durant. He comes up, says something completely unfunny and awkward, and you kind of just like pull like a Homer Simpson back and into a hedge. You're like, Jesus, that just took the wind out of me. You know what? I'll take it from a 5 to a 4 just because I realize he's Italian.
There is that.
Yeah, that's just weird.
He's lucky to be judged.
There was parts where I was just like, like, but I was never like fully on like, like super laughing. I was just kind of like, oh, that's good. That was good.
I was listening to it and watching it as I was folding my laundry.
Yeah.
Sitting in bed, and I was much more focused on my laundry.
Start laughing at your socks and shit.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, you roll them up. You roll them up together so you don't get lost.
Exactly.
Classic socks.
Classic socks.
You socks, man. You guys are always fucking doing it.
Real
man.
cut up.
Fucking socks. I didn't know that was a mutual thing. I thought that was what you assigned to me.
I assigned it to myself last week. Again, the dedication to the bit.
Okay.
Maybe
all
we
right.
would have.
So should I get it? Do you want to go on to your comedy thing, or should I go into the music you assigned me?
I'll start with the comedy thing because I have good things to say about this.
I'd hope so. I told you to fucking text me as soon as you watched the bit about the Rockefellers.
I watched it twice.
Ooh.
And one time was last night as I was prepping like food or whatever
this is a
this
special
week.
I highly recommend to you.
The comedian's name is Nathan McIntosh, and the special is called Money Never Wakes.
It's on YouTube. It's about 45 minutes long.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just the right length. No commercials. It's free.
Yeah. Occasionally they'll throw in an AT&T commercial, but you can see that chick Lily and her big ass titties.
That's
Love
right.
Love Lil.
God damn it.
God bless her. I gave this a 9.
Ooh.
But because of his voice and his delivery...
Yeah. Sometimes he goes high pitched and you're like, what are you doing?
I gave his voice a 1, so...
Damn! But he's Canadian.
I split the difference and I gave the special an 8 out of 10.
But he's Canadian, dude. Give him the point back, dude.
I'll think about it.
Give him the point back, dude.
Just be cool.
He's a ginger Canadian. He's got so much against him.
After watching the entire thing 2 times, I was like, you know what? I see the Bill Burr-ism, but he's not a Bill Burr baby.
He's not a clone, yeah.
No. He has his
You
own...
see the influence, but he's not a clone.
He has his own thing going, and I laughed in this special constantly.
Yes.
I did not stop laughing.
Yes.
It was very good.
I had to watch it in rewind where, like, you're laughing.
I did that too.
I was laughing over the next joke, so I had to constantly back it up to 15 seconds and shit.
The poor people being broke material was great. The Subway restaurant material was fucking great.
Oh, god damn. I want to... What is it? Give me a... Give me a gray paste on a
Lululemon yoga mat.
That was fucking... One of my favorite bits in it was he was talking about the Rockefellers. And Meg's like, how the guy, he's so rich he could afford 6 heart transplants. And he got his last transplant at age 91. And he's like...
He only lived to 101.
Yeah. And like the fucking... he's like, yeah, like... The heart gets put into him. He's just like, all right, look, man, I'll do what I can, but the rest of this motherfucker's 91 years old. Do you see his blood? It has seeds in it. That line just fucking floored the shit out of me. I was just like...
He was like, give it back.
And the part where he's talking about paying back student loans, or how like banks won't give loans to people who come in like, I have a business proposal, I got a 10-year plan, a 20-year plan. They're like, no, get out of here. He's like, but a student will come in and he's like, all right, what do you want? He's like, I want a degree in horse literature. He's like, here's $80,000. Fucking, that shit fucked me up bad.
Oh, man.
That was great special.
I had nothing but good things about that special.
Yeah.
It was fucking good.
Yeah. But sometimes when he hits high register with his voice, you're just like, ugh.
Some of those were really funny, though.
Yeah.
When he does, he does a scream. I liked it.
Yeah.
It was the rest I didn't like.
The rest?
Like, because he kept it up the whole time?
I mean, that's just his voice. There's only so much you can do about your voice.
Whatever.
I mean, you hear what I got? I'm working with. Jesus Christ.
And then, do you actually get into your comedy thing first?
You gave me Anthony DeVito.
Oh, that's right.
You already did that.
Whoopsie.
Convictions in the bit. I will get into the music that you gave me, which I appreciated. One thing I appreciated about it was you got me out of my comfort zone to a fucking genre I just don't know shit about, which is goth music.
Clove cigarettes, like real broody shit. Not
drinking coffee in a diner till 4 a.m., chain smoking cigs. Dude, Clan of Zymox. I forget the name of the fuck. Oh, it was Twist of Soul?
Twist of Fate, I think.
Okay. I gave it a 6.5 out of 10.
It's pretty good.
Here's the thing. Like, it had these really cool like lead-ins where like this really atmospheric, like keyboard-driven shit, and then it would just go into the main song. I like the actual atmospheric parts more than like the rest of the song. The rest of the song was good, right? I enjoyed it. But I thought like the intros and stuff and like the real fucking super like keyboardy shit was the highlight of the songs. Musically, I thought it was great. I thought it sounded like a less corny version of The Cure. But I really don't have anything bad to say about it at all. The only thing I would say is sometimes some of the songs tended to drag. Like I was like, I like this is a cool song. Yeah, it's good. And then you're just like checking your watch. Like, all right, this song's still fucking going.
That record was 89, I think.
Yeah, and the standout track for me was a song called "The River." It was a good. I actually ended up like playing that one like a few times over and over. I listened to the record like twice though. But yeah, it was cool to get out of like my comfort zone of what I usually listen to. And yeah, I enjoyed that record. I thought it was really good.
Good.
One thing that I started thinking about after listening to it is the goth like I don't know much about goths other than what everybody knows. But for people that are like society is people are bullshit and all this stuff, like I expect out of them a more antagonistic sounding style of music.
Not good, like well-written songs.
Well-written songs. Songs, like, honestly, I could see those, like this band, being on the radio now. I've made it in 80, we say it came out in 89.
That record did, yeah.
Maybe in 89, obviously, they're like, oh, this is terrible. This is devil music. But now, that shit could be on the radio.
Perhaps, yeah.
And so I was like, I just like the whole goth culture. I was like, I expected to be more antagonistic, more aggressive, more not aggressive, but more abrasive sounding and shit like that. It's like, but it's actually like really, like, lack of a better term, poppy, but in a good way.
It's like well written radio shit.
Memorable riffs, memorable hooks and shit. I liked it.
That song Evelyn is my favorite.
That was like the first song, right?
First or second on that record. If you like the keyboardy shit, check out their record Medusa. That record's
I don't want to watch that. I'll turn to stone.
Yeah. Now I'll get into my music assignment then. You said 6.5 out of 10.
6.5 out of 10.
Pretty good considering you're such a curmudgeon.
Well, yeah, it was nice to get out of my wheelhouse.
Right.
A genre. The only thing I know about fucking goth music is Typo Negative, which is like fucking meathead goth.
Yeah. That's well put.
And all the dumb shit like Marilyn Manson, Nine Inch Nails, all that dumb horse shit.
Blow me.
And a couple of other ones. Like I know about Bauhaus and Susie and the Banshees and shit like that.
All that is like A level goth shit.
Yeah.
Which is good, but I think the B shit is really overlooked and good like that.
Well, I didn't know anything about this band. Yeah. I've seen the name before, but I never. If you would ask me like 2 years ago, you ever heard of the band Clan? I'm like, yeah, I've seen that name before. What do they sound like? Oh. So it was nice to get out of my wheelhouse and try something a little different.
Yeah, they're playing soundstage next month.
Yeah, I didn't ask all that.
Go. So all right. Well, in that case, I'll get into my musical assignment then.
Uh-oh.
My musical assignment was Section 8's 9 Ways to Say I Love You.
Fuck yeah.
I gave this a 4 out of 10.
Ooh.
I did not enjoy it. Bar metal at its best.
Oh, you motherfucker.
If it weren't for the heavy vocal, it would be unlistenable. And the musicianship of it. The guitar is fucking great. The riffs are awesome. The drummer is good. But the fucking I do not want sappy lyric. Not sad, but sappy lyrics in a heavy setting.
Fair enough.
I did not enjoy it. I listened to it because I had to, and I wanted to get an honest critique of it. And like I said, all the riffs and like the good the good is good. The good is really good. But I will probably never listen to it again.
Hey, you can't win them all.
Yeah. So I gave it a 4.
Shit, dude! I love how you said like it's unlistenable. The guitars were really good. I'm like, wait, what?
That
doesn't make any sense.
You can't truly criticize something without picking out something good, unless it's fucking objectively awful, which it wasn't.
Yeah.
So there.
All right, fair enough. All right. Fucking wrong, but
it's no Stigmata.
I put Section 8 above Stigmata. Section 8 and Straight Jacket are the best of that upstate New York fucking music, dude. Oh.
Yo, Stigmata is dope.
Yeah, but look, I love Stigmata, but I love that one record.
That's the thing. Most people just love that one song by Stigmata.
That whole record is a full record.
Pray.
But the early shit I'm not into. The stuff like the one right after was it Do Unto Others? That one was okay.
I couldn't even tell you the album titles.
Yeah. Do Unto Others was the one after Hymns for an Unknown God, and that was okay. But like it was more like by the books. Yeah. Like heavy hardcore. It wasn't as dude, Hymns was just fucking untouchable. And the rest of the shit they did just didn't come anywhere near close to that record. Which sucks, because good musicians, but what are you gonna do?
I really like biker gang metal too. There is that.
I like Biker Mice from Mars. Alright.
How about this week?
I was shirking on comedy because honestly nothing had come out new. And all the stuff I had been listening to is like podcasts you already know about. Mm-hmm. And specials either you told me I had to watch or ones that like like I said, I've watched that Nathan McIntosh special like another 2 more times. So I'm bringing you 2 records this week.
All right.
The first one is, I'm sure you're aware of the hardcore band Indecision.
Yeah.
All right. Most people involved in hardcore punk are aware of Indecision. But this is an album they put out that no one talks about. Because it was the one album they put out with a different singer.
With Artie.
Yes. And a lot of people didn't listen to it because it wasn't Tom on vocals. It was a different guy. But I think it's not as good as Most Precious Blood or fucking Unorthodox, but it's still a fucking great record. Heavy as fuck. And the record's called Release the Cure.
It's, not to interrupt you, I'm sorry, but it's also cool because it's kind of a concept record.
Oh,
Yes.
please.
Yes.
Add to it, whatever you
Go
want.
ahead, add whatever you want. Dude.
Indecision is one of my favorite bands.
Yeah, they're in my
Always
top
has
five.
been.
They're my top
Yeah,
five.
like I got to see Indecision with Artie at the Kill Time. Do Kill Your Idols, Try Fail Try.
They did the
Indecision.
Trop once with that lineup too.
Did they? I never saw them with Artie more than that one time, but it was like, I was like 15. So I had just kind of learned about Indecision through Jay Grubb, who we talked about earlier, is a Lansdale kid. And like they were playing the Kill Time. And it was the first time I went to the Kill Time. I had been to the Stalag before, but I had never seen a show at the Kill Time yet. So I was like, all right, well, it's next to the Stalag. I at least know how to get there. And we went with Woodle, Scott McClellan.
Yeah.
Yep. Who worked at Circuit City at the time. And we met up with a coworker of his and then went to the show. But yeah, love that record. Love that it's kind of a forgotten record too, because I feel like people would shit on it more. Because it's, like you said, it doesn't have Tom.
It was weird because like I understand when people do that, like if a band kicks a singer out over like nefarious shit,
Right, yeah.
or like or the rest of the band's a dickhead and the singer was a friend. But none of that shit. Like that dude left Indecision on good terms, or whatever.
Yeah,
no
totally.
things, and they got a new singer. People were just like, nah, fuck it, and it was just like they didn't even give that. They didn't seem to give that record a chance, and I think it's a fucking fantastic record.
I agree.
And it is, it's kind of a concept record because pretty much every song is about the pharmaceutical business and like all the shady shit going on with that.
Oh, really?
And so it's a great record.
What's the record? The other popular one that you didn't mention yet?
There's Unorthodox was the very first LP.
Not Unorthodox, not Most Precious Blood. The other really popular one.
That's pretty much it. Oh, To Live and Die in New York City.
To Live in.
The thing with that record is it's previously released material
with Artie on vocals.
but they re-released it with Artie's doing a vocal track over, like, it's even the same recordings of the songs in most parts. They just took out Tom's vocals and made Artie go in and do vocals over that.
Also, I forget what it's called, maybe Compromise or something, but the song that's at the end, like the hidden track on Release the Cure, is the first track of To Live and Die in New York City. And it's got this dope fucking super Indecision style breakdown.
Yeah.
I'll never see Compromise. Dude, so good.
I went to Atlanta for the last Foundation show because, well, Indecision was playing, and a friend of the show, but Chisler, who avoided the podcast, Garrett Jansen, asked me to pick up. They had
Post 9/11 bowl cut Jansen.
They had a special cover of that record, and I tried to get it at the show, but it was sold out in seconds, so I couldn't.
I thought it was cool that Foundation literally kind of put that band back into the spotlight. Like people were like,
I love when young bands do that.
Yeah, it is. It's really, really cool. I felt like there was kind of a vibe with that. Maybe not so much, not nearly as much, but with bands like Incendiary and things like VOD and stuff. Like I know not style wise, but they would like do like, alternate covers and stuff of like their artwork. And it's like a lot of people, at least when they came out, like 10, 15 years ago, nobody knew about fucking VOD, or it was like a forgotten thing. Everybody chose to forget about it. Yeah.
Yes, they did.
I know I chose to forget about them.
I watched them at East Coast Tsunami Fest with 6 other people.
Yeah, I was there too.
VOD was a band that played constantly in the area, and then as soon as like new metal came a biting at them, they're like, "All right, see you later, hardcore." And you're like, "All right, whatever."
Chomp.
But yeah, then when they would come back and try to do hardcore shows, like you could just see that their hearts weren't in it anymore.
Yeah,
you're just like, eh. They moved on. Like, why are you here?
That is a shame.
Those first couple records, man, like the self-titled and fucking Imprint, I fucking loved Imprint.
I never got into them, but it also might be my fault because I'm one of those dudes that if 5 people say, "Yo, check out this record," I'll be okay. I'll check out this record. If 30 people are like, "Yo, check out this record," I'm like, "It sucks.
Go fuck your mother.
It stinks." And just because I was a dickhead contrarian, and not to mention the fact that I saw them live every fucking weekend, and you're just like, all right, enough. But so I got burnt out of them before I actually ever heard recorded music on them. Because they were on every goddamn show from like, when I first started going around to shows, it was like 1995, 1996. And they had started around then, and then all of a sudden they were in the area, I'd say monthly. Because like they would either be in Maryland, they would be in New Jersey, or they would be in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Like constantly, so you couldn't escape them. But I do like that when, because they were a Long Island band, and so was Incendiary.
Yeah.
Incendiary was kind of like, yo, come check out these bands that we grew up on.
Mm-hmm.
This is why we do what we do. And they did that. Other bands did that with Indecision. Mm-hmm. Another band that they started doing that with is Billy Club Sandwich.
Yes.
All those bands that would rip off Billy Club Sandwich instead of
and everybody gets hurt. People are putting them on like
instead
crazy
of like just ripping them off and then just like saying, oh well, we're doing our own thing. They're like, yo, these are the bands we ripped off, so we're gonna put them on our shows so you can see where we got our shit from.
How long until somebody puts on District 9 then?
Dude, bands have tried. No one will ever be able to do it. I fucking love District 9. Like, love District 9.
Good.
What a shame.
Really?
No, that they can't get put on.
Oh, sorry. I was like, really?
No,
I might fight you.
I wouldn't have brought it up.
Like, I understand you saying something about Fahrenheit 451, but don't fucking say that about
For real.
9.
Yeah. Like, everything Puerto Rican Mike has ever done.
Yeah.
Musically has been dope.
I am so upset that he never did a recording with Scarhead.
Oh, yeah. Like, were you at that show at the Troc when they played with VOD and fucking Candiria?
Yes.
And like
I've
that's
heard
what there was
about
like
that
there was a recording of it. I think there's like live, and you could hear the mic like hit somebody like I'm not gonna say. I think a few people got beat. Yeah, well that's true too. But there's a fight outside.
And there was a fight inside.
Literal. So Ezek was outside. And this is like the show let out. He's just like hanging out,
Allegedly.
hamming it up. And like this Derek Calhoun, who's a friend from Lansdale, is like, yo man, I saw the doc, like loved it. And he's like, oh, word. He was like super cool about it. And then this dude, like, look over, this dude's getting like stomped out. He's like, I gotta be right back, man.
Yeah.
Oh
man,
we're gonna leave.
What a shame.
The first time I talked to Puerto Rico Mike was either the Rotunda or the 4040, and it was Earth Crisis, Right Brigade, Fahrenheit 451, and someone else who I forget. But that dude Mike was there. I was like, oh, District 9, what's up, man? He's like, yo, what's up, man? I'm like, good, like, we just here hanging out. He's like, yo, man, I love to talk, but I'm super fucking high right now. So I'm not going to make much sense. I was like, all right. He's like, you know what? Fuck it, let's talk anyway. And sure enough, he made no sense after that.
That's good.
But he gave me a fucking full heads up. But, so yeah, Indecision, Release Secure.
What's my second assignment?
Is a local.
Oh, fuck.
A nice, noisy rock and roll band. And someone we're gonna have on the show soon is a band from Philadelphia called Rid of Me. The record is brand new. It's called Traveling, and it's just really good, just dirty rock and roll music. And if you don't know anything about them, it's made up of like ex-members of like Fight Amp.
Isn't Iteria in that band too?
Yes.
Yeah, I know that
she
band.
plays bass and sings for them, and so is Mike McGinnis and Mikey Howard.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I know Ruben was with that band, but he is not anymore.
I think he is off and on.
Oh, really?
I think he, like, comes and goes.
Gotcha.
But, yeah, it's, I wanted to add that to what I was, one of the bands, while we were talking about our best of from last year, I wanted to put them on there, but the thing is, the record came out in 2021. And we were also, at the time, I was diehard, like, I can't just go blowing bands I'm friends with, but... Fuck it. It's a good record. I think you should listen to it.
Every once in a while, we can throw our friends in. This is our show.
Yeah. But I still want to get in the habit of every episode being me blowing my friends.
Yo, if you haven't checked... Yeah.
My friends make good shit. What can I fucking say? But that's the other record is Rid of Me, Traveling.
All right.
What do you got for me?
All right. So, I am so pleased that I found this special to show you. It is on YouTube.
Okay.
It is Ian Bagg. And
Double G?
Yep.
Okay.
Getting to Fucking Know You. And the title of the video is Getting to F***ing Know You Full Show LOL Flicks.
Okay.
But it's rare to find a full Ian Bagg special anywhere.
Okay.
Because that motherfucker is up there with Big J and like some of the best people of all time with crowd work.
I've seen the name. I've never seen anything of his.
He's a Canadian, since you're such a...
No, man, Canadians are fucking killing it these days.
Dude, well, he's like... Every comic who's, like, huge loves Ian Bagg.
Okay.
And I was happy that he was on... I think either Your Mom's House or Bert Kreischer's podcast last week, and they were talking about you've never had a special properly distributed. That's why people don't really fucking know who he is.
Yeah.
So they're like, next special you film, Your Mom's House Studios will put it out. We have hundreds of thousands of subscribers, and we'll put the shit out.
Is it under their
no
YouTube page?
It's especially he's going to film this year. Is a new one, but this one is a really good one.
Okay.
On YouTube now.
It's a full special?
Yes.
Okay.
It's about 47-ish minutes, I think.
Okay.
Maybe 49, whatever.
All right.
Getting to fucking know you, Ian Bagg.
It's a great name to pick for a YouTube special. I'm sure that'll help him out there.
Well, it was something, but it wasn't a YouTube special, but it is on YouTube.
It ended up on YouTube.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
It wasn't posted there. It ended up there.
What do you got for me musically?
Musically, I'm going to give you some dreamy Scandinavian shit.
Oh, shit.
I do love me some dreamy Scandinavians.
Uh-huh. And
because they're white. No, I'm just kidding.
Stark white.
Put up the 60-watt light bulb, you can see their veins.
The artist is Anna of the North.
Anna of the North. That just sounds sketchy.
And the record is called Lovers from 2017. Ooh. And you have to start with the song called Someone.
Is it the first song?
No.
Then I will not start with that because that's not how albums work.
Oh my. See?
So what you're telling me is every song before that is dog shit.
No.
You gotta read this book. Start with the third chapter.
Start with the bibliography.
It's not a fucking concept album. You can do whatever you want, but
pick your own track listing.
No, the other songs, the record is fucking great, but that's just my favorite song.
Okay. All right.
So that is, like I said, it's dreamy Scandinavian shit. Great singer.
Okay. Now speaking of all blowing our friends, you got anybody you want to give a shout out to? Anything you want to plug?
Oh yeah. Shout out to Young Lansdale. Fucking bands called like Bottom Shelf, Amora. Fucking there's a new one called Vanish Cap. It's got some cool people in it. Brandish. Dude, Merit. Fucking Hand to God. Fucking Dysphoria. OG shit. Everybody though, man. Honestly, I love where I come from. I never shut up about it.
You are the mayor of Lansdale.
Yeah.
True Lansdalean.
Shout out to Mayor Gary, the actual mayor of Lansdale.
Fuck him.
Fuck him. He's no heck.
Fuck him. He doesn't know shit about dinosaurs.
He doesn't. Actually, you know what? He kind of does.
Oh.
I gotta represent. He does know his dinosaurs because he's got a kid, and like most parents that have kids do, they learn about their kids' shit. But he pays attention.
I respect that shit. I respect that shit. A buddy of mine, kid loves Pokemon, right? Dad here didn't know shit about Pokemon. Within, I'd say 6-7 months, knew fucking everything about goddamn Pokemon. I was like, you just picked it up by watching this show with your kid? He's like, no, I was on Google, was looking up shit. I just wanted to know everything, so if my kid asked me questions,
I mean, it is.
I would know how to answer the question correctly and not be a bum-ass dad. I was like, I appreciate the fucking work you just put in there, dude. Mm-hmm. Learning about fucking Psyduck and shit just to impress your dumb-ass kid. Who probably had diapers till he was 4.
He evolves to Golduck.
Gun.
Can't even shoot a gun yet.
He evolves to Golduck at level 26, or he can use a Water Stone.
Jesus,
you're
so much younger than me.
I fuck with Psyduck. He's a psychic type duck.
Yo, my dude was fucking. Our mutual friend Nate Ferry, listener of this show.
Hi, Nate.
I got kicked out of my house at one point. This is years ago, and he put me up.
Real scapegrace.
And I stayed with him at his mom's house for a couple days, and on the wall he had this poster, and it was like the first
151.
I didn't know the exact number. I knew it was 100 and something, but 151 Pokemon. I
have the guide inside if you'd like to thumb through it.
The bed I was sleeping in, it was right on the wall in front of me, and so I almost had that shit memorized. My dude was Hitmonchan.
Mm-hmm. He's a fighting type.
He was a badass dude.
He's the puncher.
And the fucking rock with the muscles, Geodude. I don't know shit about him. I just know they looked fucking badass.
He's strong as shit.
So shout out to Nate Ferry.
And you can't shock him with electric type Pokemon. Very effective.
Yeah, your fucking autism is really awesome right now.
Thank you.
That's fucking That's some good spectrum hugging, dude. I like it. I like it a lot, dude. You got anything coming up musically or anything, or are you just still going to be a fucking dickless loser who doesn't pick up his guitar and write riffs anymore?
That is exactly what I'm going to continue to do.
Fair enough. All right. Tom, you got anything else for anybody? All right, why don't you hit that fucking intro music?